get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. Good morning. It's 6:21, and we have a lot to get to today. In fact, Jared Paventi is the communications manager for National Grid. Will be on this morning at about 7:40 after our free money question, and we'll talk about these rate increases. Looks like electric will stay the same. Delivery is going up, right?
Yeah.
And probably natural gas. If that isn't outlawed by the time you get to pay your bill. In New York, all of a sudden, that's become the evil form of energy. I don't know how we got there, but yeah, that's where we're at.
Well, politicians are making money off of it. Is that why?
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that is the problem.
So here's something in the story I read this morning. Natural gas users will pay about $13 more per month, meaning the average bill for those folks will be around $145 between November and March. When was the last time your National Grid winter bill was $145?
They don't know upstate, right?
I guess not.
No, because I can't even tell you what our bill was for September.
I don't have.
And part of the problem in September is we had to run a lot of air conditioning. But I don't. Maybe that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is I was probably trying to heat the pool.
Yeah, no,
that didn't help.
I was going to say I don't have a pool. I don't have a heated pool.
Right. And you pay what?
So my last bill, it's funny. You're going to laugh. It was $109.
Okay, all right. Well, that's sickening. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you
but
that.
again, keep in mind at the time I was still with FedEx, so I'm working all day.
Yeah,
so when you're running the air, I'm not home. I'm not running anything.
Right,
no TV,
right.
no air conditioning. And then at night, especially
it started to get cooler at night.
Yeah, so I'm not running it at night either.
Okay.
All right. So, but I'll tell you, now that the heat's going to kick on, I won't be paying less than $220 a month, and probably a couple of months around $300 again just to heat the house
with the heat coming on.
Yeah. From now till March.
I don't know how we got
$145.
I'm embarrassed to even say what our bill was. I won't even say.
But again, you have a lot of stuff. You got a hot tub
There's a lot
too,
going on. Yeah.
And you got the pool, and you got a heated pool.
We've got the cold tub.
You got
medium temperature tub. But it's down to the point where we don't have all the kids at home anymore. So those 90-minute showers, I don't have to worry about anymore. So you would think we'd be way down there.
It's funny. Why is that something only the youth do? Or
I don't
at least
know.
It's not even youth. It's more of a late teens, early 20s type
It
of
is.
thing.
I swear to God, my son would go in there and fall asleep, and like, what is? I've never. I want to say, listen, there's a hot tub in the backyard. Go in the hot tub if that's what you need, for God's sakes.
Nobody takes baths anymore. And, they do bath salts, but not too many people take baths.
I will say that I think women do enjoy, men too, do enjoy a really nice bath from time to time, but it is not I'm not a bath person. Well, but it's not something you have time for anymore.
Baby
takes
why
a bath
I bring it up
every day.
Well, we used to have a bathtub at my grandfather's house, and upstairs in one of the bathrooms and a shower. I used to take a bath every now and then. I used to fall asleep in the bathtub and get old wrinkled hands.
Yeah, old wrinkled hands.
So wait,
that's what they call
a bath
it
every day?
No, not every day.
Every day.
Oh, I was going to say
where'd
we
you
have
get
to
that
change.
from?
We have to change the show open to Rubber Ducky if that's the case. But real quick though, when you say about the time, the only reason I brought that up is because I mean I've been someone I take probably longer than average showers, but you get that hot water going, it feels good, right? But if you're going to be in there for 35 minutes running the water, you might as well take a bath. Don't tell me you don't have time if you're going to stand there for 35 minutes.
I don't know if it's that I've gotten older or if it's this medicine that I'm on for my problem. The CML. Whether it's that medicine or it's just I'm getting old. But there's a chill in there. In the wintertime, like right now, I like it cold. First thing in the morning, I feel like it's too hot in here right now.
Yeah.
However, when I get home, I mean, it may be, the sun may be shining outside, but it's like 63 degrees in the house. I'm freaking freezing. And my wife's like, don't touch the heater. We're not going to use the heater. I feel like she's the landlord that I used to actually pay to back when I was in college. The heat doesn't go on until November 15th. I don't care how cold it gets.
Yeah.
The heat doesn't go on until November 15th. Well, how do we heat? I mean, it's freaking cold. It's snowing outside. Well, suck it up.
It's good for you.
It's good for you. That's exactly right. It's good for you. You mentioned earlier coming in New York being the second largest media market.
Well, I've said I believe it's the first, right? But it's not as I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, and that is in lies. Therein lies what I wanted to get into, because there's a lot of talk right now. Well, New York City isn't what it used to be. You know that I'm a big New York City fan, and I have many reasons for that. But now it's like, well, New York is just so dangerous and it's so terrible, and we're gonna have to send in the National Guard. We've got to get in there to protect the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wish they'd just release them and somebody would leak them out. I have a feeling that the reason they're not being leaked out is because the Epstein files are not going to be good for Trump or for Schumer or for Democrats. I'm not saying Schumer was there in that whole thing, but there are certainly Democrats on that list.
Well,
and
Bill Clinton, right?
There are certainly Republicans. And I think that both sides are like, it'd be better if this just went away. But at some point, I think we got to see what's going on there. Nonetheless, New York City. But a lot of people believe, well, what I've been hearing is it's a mass exodus from New York. People are leaving New York, and it's no longer the big market that it used to be. That is not true. New York City's population has actually increased. L.A. is the number 2 market, and Miami is number 3. Actually, Chicago is number 3. Miami is number 4. And in terms of population, but when you look at their metro areas, that plays a big role in the size of the market. So New York is by far the number 1 media market, really in the world when you think about it. But it certainly is in the United States. 8.5 million people live in New York City. Within the city, the metro is just under 19 million people. So that metro area of New York is just under 19 million. Whereas L.A. is just over 3 million. Los Angeles is just over, so less than half the size of New York City. And their metro area, which encompasses, it'd be like saying Utica has a population of what? We're at 60,000. But when you add its metro area, we're at 800,000, whatever we are. And that would be Utica, Rome, the Mohawk Valley, and it has a lot to do with media. Nonetheless, LA's metro is about 13 million. So about 6 million less than New York City. So New York City still is that big. But what scares me about New York is it's so much younger. That it's become a much younger city, and that's where that Mandami story comes into play, where he still has a lead in that mayor's race, and I wonder what that's going to mean.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's any question he's going to win.
It does feel that way, unless what's his name?
Cuomo, the angel guy.
If he drops out,
Curtis Sliwa.
Sliwa may give Cuomo a little more of a chance. Cuomo has surged in the polling down there. We'll get some people on to talk about that as the weeks go on. We have a few big races going on here, but they're big local races. The big one, the big election comes next year. That's going to be big with the midterms. Anyway, it is interesting that you're seeing a trend. You were talking about this earlier, a trend in the NFL where they're going back to grass, as opposed to artificial turf. And I understand that that in MetLife Stadium it is grass, right?
No, it's turf.
Oh, it is turf.
It's turf.
A lot of places are going back to grass because of the injuries on artificial turf.
Well, but only in nicer climates, really.
I know. Yeah.
And even when we say it's grass, like, for instance, in Pittsburgh, there was a story about the field was apparently in terrible condition last week. The Browns were complaining. Even Mike Tomlin said it was in bad shape. So what he said, I can get the quote here, it'll be replaced. I mean, they just roll out a natural grass turf.
My neighbors did it a few weeks ago. The lawns were in such bad shape, they're like, screw it. They brought in somebody, and they dug up the lawn, put all new soil in, and they rolled out a beautiful lawn.
Aaron Rodgers comes to mind, Malik Neighbors, because it's the most recent. But for years, since the stadium opened, people have been saying that the field turf or the field conditions or the way it's sewn together is below standard, and that it's claimed ACL injuries.
Artificial.
And that is artificial. MetLife is. And my point was, it's just I just can't believe in whether it's the number one or number two. That's why I mentioned number two. It's a top media market.
It doesn't even matter that it's a media market. For God's sakes, it's the NFL.
And you have two teams there.
So much money is made by the NFL. Even these smaller teams, and you can't call the MetLife and the Giants and Jets small teams in the NFL. They may have struggled, but they're still big organizations, very valuable organizations. Okay, I have some. Sorry, it's my transition sound.
Jeff, stop talking. I'm moving on.
It's like the NBC chime. I got to tell you, CVS is proudly announcing that they have taken over most of the old Rite Aid stores.
Okay.
And that is wonderful, unless you're a human being who wants to get a prescription. If you go to CVS,
okay,
you should plan a day trip. Like, pack a lunch. Of course, most CVSs, you can find these little Lunchables and that sort of thing in the store if you're going to sit and wait. But it is unbelievable how long it takes to get a prescription there now. The people are understaffed. And because of that, they're a bit on the ornery side. I don't blame them. I mean, you got people yelling at them. I was standing in line there recently, and this one woman just kind of plowed in front of everybody. Walked in front of everybody waiting in line. And some guy is like, whoa, what are you doing? And she said, I was here earlier.
Okay.
Well, who cares? Get to the end of the line. And she didn't. She just stood there and waited. And then waited even longer because the prescription wasn't ready. I had the pharmacist say, you're better off coming back tomorrow. Can you believe that?
Wow.
I'm telling there's a new one that opened up in Whitesboro. What's the name of it? We had him, the pharmacist.
Oh, Scripts? Stop.
Scripts.
What is it?
Script Stop.
I mean, that's an option. Randall's is an option. You have Parkway Drugs that is an option. I understand.
And they'll deliver too, right?
And they'll deliver. I would highly suggest considering those places because the wait is just out of control. And they're understaffed. And now everybody from Rite Aid and anything else that everybody's going over to CVS, and it's nice. The company's like, we have taken over all of this. We have assumed their operations. Well, you haven't, because you haven't added any people to your pharmacy, and you're just taking the money. And everybody who used to be able to pick up a prescription, then they walk in the door, has got to wait for an hour or longer.
Why does it take so long?
Because they don't have the staff to get everything done.
Well, but. Okay, I'm not an expert on this, and I don't know how it works, but if you come in and you say, I'm just going to throw out a drug name, I need nobody has a prescription for Tylenol, but I'm just going to say, hey, I'm here for my Tylenol prescription.
Let me tell you, we went in for a normal prescription that would normally take an in and out, and the woman said, I'm sorry, there are 20 people in front of you.
Were they in front of you, though?
No, in their order box. So
I go to the drawer and I say Tylenol.
She's not going to take care of you because she's got 20 other orders in front of you.
How long does it take to count out 60 pills?
I'm just saying. And I don't know if it's being done because, back in the days, you would hear the stories of, as a union man, we would always tell the new guys, stop working so hard because you're making the rest of us look bad, wink, wink.
Yeah.
If you keep doing that, they're going to expect it from us.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's going on. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, well, listen, I'm here talking to you. In the time we've been talking, you could probably just go back there and grab the bottle. But it doesn't, that's not how it works.
Now, I have to be fair.
Literally said, come back tomorrow. And we did. And you know what happened when we came back tomorrow? No. They said it won't be ready today.
Get out of here.
Honest to God. So we ended up going to another pharmacy.
That's absurd.
It is. This is what I'm saying. And I think that the employees are like, the company has just dumped all of this extra work and these extra people on us who need their scripts filled, and we can't handle it. That's what's being said. So and remember, you are dealing in medicine. So one mistake and you could kill somebody.
Okay, fair enough.
That's something to think about.
But let's be honest. Hold on. I have to say there's a place in Rome. It's Market 32. Their pharmacy. I used to deliver there. Yeah. They are the nicest, sweetest people. I love that crew of people.
Maybe that's a good option.
They're outstanding. But they had kind of said to me, with places closing, we are the busiest pharmacy in the region, and there was, they weren't adding hours to the payroll to keep up with that. So they were telling me that was a bit of a burden. That's the thing that people
get upset with. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. When you talk about, you take the wrong pill and it meshes with this thing and it could kill somebody, with all due respect, let's not act like there's like a medical person back there going, okay, what are you on? What are you on? It's all in a computer, right?
It is more. Believe me, I know a pharmacist who was tagged with making a mistake and the person died.
Oh my God!
I swear to you, and I'm not making this up.
That's very serious. Okay,
I don't want to make light of that. It was a mistake, and it was a busy mistake. Now this goes back several years. This is probably 20 years ago when it happened, but it was, this person thought they were not only going to lose their job, but could be criminally charged. And it was just a mistake, which is why you really should, when you get your medicine, if something looks different, you got to call. You'll sometimes get the sticker that says your pills look different. We're using a different vendor or something, but you should always keep an eye on your pills and not just take them, because sometimes a mistake could be made. So there is, that's why I guess they're licensed. Not to mention you have these crazy people trying to break in and steal, the drugs from behind the door. That's another issue that happens. Anyway, just I will tell you, I've been to 2 CVS stores, the one on Commercial Drive and the one over near Price Chopper in South Utica. And both of those, we were turned away and had to come back another day.
What about the one in Clinton?
That one seems to be pretty good. That one seems to be much quieter. But let's not talk about that because that's where we went and we filled the prescription.
Yeah.
So let's not talk about that one. There isn't one in Clinton. But you got
nothing
Randall's.
to see here.
You have
Go stand in line in Utica.
You have the new Scripps. You've got Parkway. Think about these. That's right. Clinton. I've never heard of that place. Where is that?
Bill is
somewhere far away,
hoarding all the fast drive-through.
Yeah, don't go there. How about this? Boy, I can't wait. This is really wonderful. There's a new, I guess it's not a new disease. It's the first person living in upstate New York, according to the health department, or in New York, is now tested positive for chikungunya virus. Imagine going into the pharmacy and telling your pharmacist, what do you have for chikungunya? Do you have anything for that?
Aisle 4. We've actually got chicken noodle and gunya in aisle 4.
The first reported transmission of the mosquito-borne illness within the United States in 6 years.
Okay, this worries me. With Triple E, okay.
That's another.
The elderly gentleman died a few weeks ago, and then chikungunya. So what is this? What does this do to you? Do we know?
I guess I didn't. Why don't you look that up while I go on to the next?
It's just it's scary because mosquitoes are everywhere, and you can do whatever.
Yeah.
We talked about DEET. But there's not a lot you can do to get rid of mosquitoes in your backyard, and people get bit all the time.
And they say, well, wear long sleeves and that sort of thing, but if it's not
an 85-degree night, nobody's wearing long sleeves.
If it's not ticks, it's mosquitoes. And, we're having this in a year where the mosquitoes really weren't that bad this year.
Right.
I mean,
it was dry.
We got really lucky because of the dryness. Thank you, David.
Chikungunya virus is an I can't say that word is a disease that causes fever and severe joint pain, often accompanied by headaches, muscle pain, and rash. The virus is transmitted by mosquitoes. There's no vaccine, so prevention focuses on avoiding mosquito bites. While most people recover in a week or two, joint pain can persist for months or years in some cases. Treatment involves rest, fluids, and over-the-counter pain relievers. Oh, boy.
I just want to bring up one other story here. That doesn't sound good, right?
No, it doesn't.
One other story.
It doesn't sound to be fatal, though, so that's good.
Yes, but boy, some of these can just make life so miserable. Lyme disease is another one which could be fatal.
Yeah.
But is really, really bad. Can be really, really bad. One other story. Did you see the photo? The photo, and of course the news story of the principal at the elementary school in Syracuse. In the Corcoran,
yeah.
There's an update. We have a story on our website at WIBX950.com. Police found the vice principal in the school parking lot with a 15-year-old student, and there was alcohol being consumed. The student said, "Nothing to worry about. We text back and forth. You're 54 freaking years old.
Yeah.
What are you texting back and forth with a 15-year-old for?"
Just to be fair, I'm with you. My initial instinct, I'm with you. It
There's
could
an
be a
update on this
situation
story, though.
where
I'll give you the update.
maybe through a family, so it's my cousin or someone I grew up with, son or granddaughter, and I'm looking out, and there was maybe a situation at school, so we text some info. But anything beyond that is wholly inappropriate.
Here's the latest. A vice principal for a Syracuse school texted I think I got it down. I think I got it. The vice principal for a Syracuse school texted, so glad to have you back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
A vice principal for a Syracuse school texted a 15-year-old former student to meet in his pickup truck. So he texted her, and it just so happened that he had 2 shot glasses and a bottle of booze. Who did that song? George Jones? 54-year-old Jamie Perez Garcia provided the girl with alcohol as they sat alone in his truck, police wrote in the criminal complaint. Some of the stuff he has admitted to in his interview with police. Perez Garcia, the vice principal at the H.W. Smith Elementary School, arrested Friday and charged with endangering the welfare of a child, first-degree unlawful dealing with the child, both misdemeanors with a maximum sentence of 1 year in jail. Police, and I think that in a case like this, you have to look at it like 1 year. You have to look at it that you have been entrusted with our children.
Yeah.
Not ours specifically, but you've been entrusted with these kids. You should be held to the highest standard.
Correct.
Don't you think? Police responded to the school at around 7 p.m. Friday after somebody reported an adult was drinking with a minor in the parking lot. Perez Garcia, the former principal at Fowler, was found in his pickup truck with a former student, according to police. Officers found a bottle of alcohol and 2 shot glasses in the car. According to police, Perez Garcia told them he provided the teen with alcohol. What are you doing? What are you thinking?
I just
can't seem to understand what somebody would be thinking right there. And by the way, you went to school to be a principal. You have to become you have to go through your teaching degree, you go through all of them. Then you got to go further for administrative.
Sure.
An administrative degree. So you put all of this money and all of this effort in. And did you do all that so you could be close to the 15-year-old girls? And is it that you finally ended up giving it all away? I mean, I just do not understand it. It's crazy.
Now, is there an update about the text messages?
No update beyond that.
Okay.
But the girl said there was no physical relationship. I would say to that would, I don't want to surmise, but giving her alcohol, you're texting her back and forth. You're 54, she's 15. Where are we going? What is it going to lead to? Are we grooming here? What's going on? Gotta kind of wonder. Let me get an update, too, on the government shutdown. Interestingly, speaking with Ryan Schmelz and Ryan Nobles, who are very close to this, both of them telling us that neither one, we'll see what Ryan says today, but neither one up to this point the Democrats or Republicans, they seem to be doing really well with their base regarding this shutdown. Democrats are blaming Republicans. Republicans are blaming Democrats. So is there an end in sight? Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio right now. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm well. When that alarm went off today, I was second guessing myself. But as of right now,
it happens some days.
I'm here now. I'm here, and all is good. So, what Johnson says that there is a Democrat who will not be sworn in until the shutdown ends. I don't know that you're talking to people who feel there's an end to this thing anytime soon.
Well, yes, and so what's interesting, Mike, and I've been thinking about this a little bit, is that when you think about the like you just mentioned, both sides feel like they're doing well with their base. Well, when you think about the political situation that both sides are put in, and I don't think this helps us in terms of getting a resolution,
right? Because
you look at Republicans, okay? There's a lot of conservative members who've never voted for CRs in their lives. They don't like this idea of extending Biden-era spending without any type of spending cut or any type of, conservative policy attached to the bill. So they already feel like they've given Democrats a lot, and they've given up a lot in terms of their principles just to pass this thing. So if they cave anymore, they feel like they're just totally giving in to Democrats.
Yeah.
Especially when they have the majority. And on the Democrat side, if they were to just pass this thing, then it will look like this fight was, for nothing, and they didn't get anything out of it. So both sides have kind of this has just created kind of this perfect storm of bad politics for both sides.
Yeah. And is there you think about it, in every negotiation and every fight, political fight, it seems there's always a way out that allows both sides to save face. But as I think about it, I don't know what that is here. Yeah. That's the scary part.
That there's that dirty word called omnibus, where they pass an entire fiscal year spending bill. That's usually how Congress has been operating under, is either through CRs and omnibus spending. And, it's become a pretty dirty word in politics because, people feel that this regular order and the 12 appropriations bills is the best way to hold government accountable and have a more responsible government. But, whenever these omnibus bills were being used, there was always something in there that either side could spin. Democrats could say, well, we got health care taken care of. People are not going to go hungry. And Republicans say, well, we funded the military, or we got to cut here and there. So, this is this is just a challenging situation where both sides are kind of dug into their trenches here.
Somebody was talking yesterday on one of the shows talking about, maybe once we get to election day. What? That's a few weeks down the road for God's sakes.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. It's off your election year anyway.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You're only dealing with local elections. So, all right, Ryan, we'll see what. And by the way, are you hearing anything on this Young Republicans text chain that I read some of the text messages? There is. I know the vice president has kind of passed this off as kids telling jokes and text messages. Yeah. The problem is, Young Republicans, you can be up to 40, and a lot of these guys involved in this were
some of them were elected assembly members.
Yeah. You're not.
And keep in mind I believe it was the Kansas Republican Party dismantled.
Yeah.
That
Completely.
Young Republicans chapter. Yeah. For now, at least. Yeah. And I mean,
if you're if you're in a large text group, in any text group, and you're saying things like "I love Hitler," and calling people Jewish and African American slurs and Hispanic slurs, and even at one point in the messages it says, "Boy, if somebody ever leaked this, we'd be in real trouble."
It's pretty reprehensible. Some of the stuff in there is pretty reprehensible.
It is, yeah. All right, Ryan, you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, man.
Hey, sounds good. Thank you, Bill.
All right. And I'm not I'm not saying that we go into this. Well, this side did this, and the other side's bad too.
Which is true.
There are plenty of. I'm sure there's. And actually, there was a story in the news last night of a Democrat who said somebody needed 2 bullets to the head. Obviously inappropriate, and that legislator was out apologizing about that stuff. But man, you're in again. I just shake my head at some of these stories.
I completely agree.
Single day.
How stupid!
What were you thinking?
And disgusting.
Quick break. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Judge Pat Kilmartin, current civil and criminal trial judge and attorney in private practice, former Onondaga County prosecutor and county attorney, decades of real courtroom experience. Judge Pat Kilmartin, past county legislator and longtime youth basketball coach, active parish member and volunteer for the Diocese of Syracuse, engaged in our community. Judge Pat Kilmartin, husband, father, coach, friend, committed to fairness, integrity, and the rule of law.
I'm Judge Pat Kilmartin. Growing up, I learned the value of public service from my mom, a public school educator, and my dad, a court attendant for Onondaga County Court. The countless hours I spent following my dad down courthouse halls started me on my path to becoming a lawyer, a prosecutor, and a judge. Everything I've done professionally since then has prepared me to extend that service to New York State Supreme Court.
Elect Judge Pat Kilmartin to State Supreme Court. Paid for by Judge Kilmartin for Supreme Court.
The Joseph Michael Chubbuck Foundation presents Montana Smith and the Curse of the Golden Crocodile, a live mystery dinner theater experience with the Acme Mystery Company. Montana Smith has snatched the golden crocodile of the Amazon, and it's about to be unveiled at the Municipal Museum of Natural History. But everyone's been acting rather strangely. Could it be the dreaded curse of the golden crocodile?
Join the adventure Friday, October 24th at Harts Hill Inn in Whitesboro, New York. Enjoy a cocktail hour from 6 to 7 p.m., followed by a buffet dinner. Solve the mystery and make a difference. It's all to benefit cancer patients in financial need. Reservations are required. Register online at thejmcf.org under events or call 315-339-5993. Brought to you by Association for Vascular Access, CNY, MVHS, Core Vault Solutions, and the Oneida Health Roswell Park Cancer Center. Join us Friday, October 24th at Harts Hill Inn in Whitesboro.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Take advantage of Mattress Express's guaranteed lowest price program. Bring in any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry, and we will beat the price. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
They say you can't wear white after Labor Day. Tell that to Mother Nature. Snow doesn't check the calendar, and winter always shows up early in New York. That's why the smart move is to get ready now at the Winter Readiness event from Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. Right now, you can get 18 months of interest-free financing with no down payment. Plus, enjoy fast scheduling and trusted service from the team that's been keeping you comfortable for decades. Don't get caught in the cold. Raise your standards and call Standard today, or visit standardco.com to lock in your savings.
Clear sky to start, sunshine to finish today, 55. Tonight, colder than this morning by a few degrees, down close to 30. Certainly the surrounding areas will be into the 20s, especially in the Adirondacks. Friday, sunshine, upper 50s. Next chance of showers Sunday. On the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, right now we have mostly clear skies and 34. Tomorrow's going to be your cold morning, where we're going to.
Well, what was today?
Today's chilly. Yeah, I mean it's 34.
Cold, Bill.
I was out last night covering. I still have some things outdoors. And the tomato plants are still producing, so I covered them all up last night. I become this less than master gardener, and I love a good tomato. Like tomato, even if it's oil and vinegar and a little salt and pepper. Especially when it's fresh, it just seems to taste different. At least I've convinced myself of that.
You do cheese?
Cheese on it too can be good.
Oh yeah, that little bit of that balsamic.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep, really good. Anyway, we're currently at 34 WIBX.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
A couple of comments I want to get to here this morning, as I was scolded yesterday because we're not reading comments anymore. What's wrong? Well, that's why we brought Jeff back, because we just got to get him access and be able to see him.
I'm here to read the comments, folks.
Well, the banning of gas furnaces and gas stoves in new construction beginning the first of the year should really stabilize your electric bill. Walgreens is not much better. The pharmacist told me she was 10 days behind. Okay, and just for the record, the CVS and Walgreens, I'm confusing the two. So I may be going to a Walgreens. I may be going to a CVS. I have no idea.
I was going to say,
that might be a Walgreens over on, I don't know. I have no idea. When was the last time you looked at the sign before you walked in? It's like you just know it's almost like wallpaper.
Yeah.
You just know it's there.
I can't picture a CVS around here.
I
could be wrong.
Well, you'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
I think
sure
there's
there
a
are
CVS
some,
over by. I think that's a CVS over by Price Chopper, and Target is a CVS. Their pharmacy in. No, that's a Walgreens, Davey.
You mean South Utica Price Chopper?
Yeah.
Over by Fast Track, over by my name, that's Walgreens.
Yeah. Over by Murnane, that's a Walgreens. Yes. What about the one across from the old Rite Aid on Commercial Drive?
That's a Walgreens.
That's a Walgreens. Remember there was Walgreens and Rite Aid there at the corner there?
Yeah. Well, apparently I don't.
Well, Jeff passes by it every day. So
is that and it's a CVS in Clinton.
Yes.
Yes. So, we go there sometimes. Drive-through is long. So when I'm talking about CVS, I'm talking about Walgreens. Any of the big chains. So just, take it for what it is. Their drive-thru is longer than McDonald's at lunchtime. That's true. The 15-year-old was looking for a drinking buddy. Yep. And Big Honey these days just wants to say things to piss me off. Usually the teachers' union squelches stories like that teacher feeding the kid alcohol. That is not true.
Who does that?
Number one, he's a principal, so he's not going to be covered by the teachers' union. Number one. Number two, there have been a few stories locally that have involved teachers. The problem where it gets confusing for Big Honey and Hecla is by law, the teachers' union attorneys have to defend their union members.
Sure.
But I'm going to tell you right now what I've been told. Well, I kind of believe sometimes they defend, but they don't defend all that hard. Right? But it's like any attorney that somebody deserves legal
vigorous defense.
A vigorous defense. But by the way, I was watching the I know, Davey. Sorry. I was watching the KTV I was watching the KTV coverage of that trial yesterday, and I want to discuss that a little bit. Jawick on YouTube. Sorry, Davey. Walgreens is the worst ever. We always get told we're working on it. I call first, and they're still not ready. We're switching to Script Stop. Chicken gunya, we're having that for dinner tonight.
Please don't.
Yeah, he says roasted chicken with spicy yellow rice and jumbo shrimp. Really good with a garlic sauce. All right, a quick break. We have news straight ahead at WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Much of the government is closed for a 16th day. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This is a Democrat Schumer shutdown, and he's trying to do it to get relevance back into the party because he's a loser.
President Trump and Republicans blame the Senate's minority leader as vote after vote to fund the government fails. Democrats keep demanding provisions to prevent looming cuts to Obamacare subsidies for many Americans. Independent Senator Bernie Sanders told a CNN town hall.
If Trump wins this fight, our healthcare system could well collapse, and tens of thousands of people could die every single year.
Hamas has turned over the bodies of 2 more dead hostages to Israel. It's up to 9 so far. 19 more still not returned as the Gaza ceasefire agreement calls for. Hamas says it's all they can find. President Trump says the search continues.
It's a gruesome process. I almost hate to talk about it, but they're digging.
Now, the U.S. operation to stop drug trafficking out of Venezuela is intensifying. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Mike Waltz, just told Fox.
These are designated terrorist gangs. And President Trump is going to do whatever it takes.
After military strikes took out 5 drug boats, killing 27 alleged narco-terrorists off the coast, the president authorized covert CIA action inside Venezuela.
He said he did so because the government of Venezuela and its leader, Nicolas Maduro, had released prisoners into the U.S. and drugs were coming into the U.S. from Venezuela. The Maduro government has been saying the U.S. is trying to produce a regime change.
Fox's Jill Nato. It's been a nightmare in a storm-ravaged area of Alaska.
1,500 people are forced from their homes in 2 villages in western Alaska near the Bering Sea, devastated by flooding over the weekend. The Alaska Army National Guard says it's flown about 300 people to Anchorage, hundreds of miles away, with shelters closer to home and an armory in the city of Bethel filling up. Those villages, Kipnuk and Quigillinguk, are only reachable by water or air.
Fox's Chris Foster. 1 woman's dead, 2 people missing. America's listening to Fox News.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The children of our nation know little to nothing about 9/11, but the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is righting this wrong by helping teachers educate kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their nonfiction first-person accounts are told through videos and the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full scripted curriculum units with background for teachers, a speakers bureau for classrooms, a mobile exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts and FDNY guides. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
There is a new city President Trump suggests needs a federal crime crackdown. San Francisco. He said that as his administration touted success in other cities.
The FBI searched agents across the U.S. in Operation Summer Heat over the past 3 months, making more than 8,700 arrests, seizing more than 2,200 firearms, and intercepting hundreds of kilograms of fentanyl.
Every American deserves to live in a community where they're not afraid of being mugged, murdered, robbed, raped, assaulted, or shot.
President Trump announced a crime crackdown alongside the director of the FBI and Justice Department leaders. In the last several weeks, the president has deployed federal agents and National Guard troops to places like Chicago, D.C., and Memphis. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
There's an empty death row cell in Mississippi after an execution last night. Charles Crawford got a lethal injection for kidnapping, raping, and killing a community college student back in 1993. His last words, "Thank you, God, for giving me the peace that I have." On Wall Street, stocks could rise. Dow futures up more than 100 points the day after dropping 17. The Nasdaq, though, surged up 148 yesterday. In the baseball playoffs, a big win for Toronto in the American League Championship Series.
The Blue Jays bats came alive. Toronto launched 5 home runs in Game 3 of the ALCS, and the Blue Jays beat the Mariners 13-4. After allowing a first-inning home run to Julio Rodriguez, Toronto starter Shane Bieber settled down, shutting down the Mariners' lineup for the next 5 innings. The Mariners' lead in the series has been cut in half, with Game 4 of the ALCS scheduled for Thursday night in Seattle, and the Blue Jays will send 3-time Cy Young Award winner Max Scherzer to the mound. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
And before Game 4 of the ALCS, the National League Championship Series resumes in Los Angeles. The Dodgers won the first 2 games, beating the Brewers in Milwaukee. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Mostly clear skies, 34 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM. 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit them at clintontractor.net. Jury deliberations resumed today in the murder trial of those 3 former Marcy Correctional Facility officers who are charged with murder. During closing arguments yesterday, prosecutors said David Kingsley, Matthew Gallagher, and Nicholas Keefer acted like a violent gang when they beat inmate Robert Brooks to death last December. But the attorneys for the defense claim their clients played minor roles, if any, in the brutal assault that was captured on body camera footage. Kingsley, Keefer, and Gallagher face 25 years to life in prison if they are convicted. It is a cold start today, and of course, as the calendar turns, it will be getting colder. National Grid saying customers can expect to pay a bit more to keep their homes warm this winter. The utility company says natural gas users will pay about $13 more per month, meaning the average bill for those will be around $145 between November and March. The price of electricity, which is also used to heat homes, is not projected to increase over the next few months. Anyone who needs help paying their bills can reach out to National Grid for assistance. Sad news in the sports world. The original captain of the Clinton Comets has passed away. Jack Kane was 89 years old. He became the Clinton Comets' first captain in 1960. He won 4 Eastern Hockey League championships with the team, and he's the all-time regular season scoring leader, 333 goals, a total of 972 career points. Again, Jack Kane was 89 years old. And the Oneida County Sheriff's Office making an arrest in connection with an incident involving alleged inappropriate sexual contact with a girl who was underage. Police have charged 55-year-old Han Hu Ha with that crime. Officials say he's the property owner of the victim's residence. According to officials, Han Hu Ha unlawfully entered the city of Utica property that he owned without permission, where he then located a child in her bedroom and subjected her to the unwanted and inappropriate sexual contact. More on that story at WIBX950.com. Clear skies, 35 at 7:08. Here's a look at your forecast from the Weather Channel.
Clear sky to start, sunshine to finish today, 55. Tonight, colder than this morning by a few degrees, down close to 30. Certainly the surrounding areas will be into the 20s, especially in the Adirondacks. Friday, sunshine, upper 50s. Next chance of showers Sunday on the Weather Channel. Meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Your forecast brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Clear skies and 35 at 7:08.
I will say that the earlier in the week we were looking at temperatures in the upper 20s for Friday morning, and right now it's kind of changed a little bit. Looks like it'll only get down to about 30. The coldest it'll get will be about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning at 30 degrees. Ooh. It's chilly, but it's and about 3 or 4 degrees cooler than where we are right now. But then, are you looking to Sunday's forecast? Partly sunny, maybe a shower is what Ray is saying, but 71.
I'll take it.
I'll take it as well. Sports with Jeff now, WIBX.
Yeah, Bill, the Cincinnati Bengals host the Pittsburgh Steelers to kick off Week 7 of the NFL. It's 40-year-old Joe Flacco against 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers in what some are calling the Icy Hot Bowl. It'll be the second game in NFL history where the two quarterbacks are both 40 or older.
Wow. They'll also call it the Geritol Bowl.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. The Dolphins in the news because of their star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who's apologizing for his public criticism of teammates. Now, I think some would say this criticism was fair as players were showing up late for player-run meetings. He said some players on the team didn't even show up, but he's apologized for the public criticism. He says his criticism only added to the noise. Tua made that comment after the loss to the Chargers over the weekend. The Dolphins now 1-5 on the season. The Jets say they're not ready to part ways with their running back. Head coach Aaron Glenn reiterated Wednesday they have no plans to trade running back Breece Hall. What else is he going to say? Glenn, though, acknowledged rumors of Hall's potential departure as the 24-year-old plays in the final year of his rookie contract. The NFL trade deadline is November 4th. The Jets are 0-6. Baseball last night, the Seattle Mariners jumped on the board early. Franco hit a home run, a 2-run shot in the first inning. The stadium in Seattle was going nuts, and then I turned the game off. And 13-4 was the final as the Blue Jays rallied.
Yeah, they hit the crap out of the ball.
5 home runs, including one from Alejandro Kirk. That series now 2-1 in favor of Seattle. Game 4 coming up later today, and the NLCS gets back into action tonight as the Dodgers and Brewers play Game 3 from L.A. The Dodgers lead that series 2-0. I think that's all I got. So the Comets are home Friday night at the Adirondack Bank Center. They'll host the Rochester Americans. Saturday night, it's Utica University hockey, a preseason tilt against SUNY Morrisville.
They have released this week's New York State top 25 high school football poll, and there are some local teams in there. I believe Dolgeville, depending on your class, Dolgeville is in there, Whitesboro and New Hartford. And I believe for the, 9-man, 8-man football, 8-man, right?
I think it's 8-man.
I believe Frankfurt Central School is on that list for the 8-man. So some really good football, and you know what? Here we are already talking about playoffs, and before you know it, they'll be playing at the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, it comes quick. I mean, even my little guy in the Pop Warner program, they're into the playoffs already. They play 6 games, I think, and then it goes to the playoffs. Yeah, it's always nice. You know, that's the Sunday afternoon Pop Warner games. As long as there's not a parent fight at the game, they're always enjoyable.
No parent fight, and when it's a little warmer, it's nice.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You start the season, and you go, boy, it's hot out here. By the time the playoffs come, you're like under blankets and umbrellas.
Mike in New Hartford says you can't even get into Walgreens in Washington Mills. Davey, you said the same thing. Why is that? Tell me what it means, though. Does that mean you physically can't get in? Or they're not accepting new patients?
I think that's what...
I think they're not accepting new patients, but I go to Market 32 in Rome.
That's where you go.
I'm telling you, that crew is over there. A couple times I wanted to say something to customers who were like rude at the window, you know, because, again, the lines are long, there's pharmacies closing, those people are around there hustling. Be nice to that crew. That's a real nice group of people over there.
Tom in Rome, never had a National Grid bill over $100 in my life. P.S. I'm older than you. Okay, so what he's saying is, you piece of garbage, Bill, grow up and accept the fact that it's 65 degrees in your house, and don't be a baby. Don't turn that heat up. I think that's what Tom is saying.
Okay. Boy, how do you keep it under $100? I mean, I came close, but...
Yeah, let me tell you, when we lived in Ilion...
In January, you're not paying $100?
When we...
I'm talking about Tom.
More than 100 in January.
Well, he's saying it's never over $100.
When we lived in Ilion, you had municipal heat and electric, and let me tell you, down in the valley, Mohawk and Frankfurt, I think, have that as well. You save. I mean, maybe that's where I learned to have electric everything everywhere.
Bad habits.
Bad habits. You moved to New Hartford. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Okay, we have a lot to get to. This morning's free money question of the day. Speaking of that, National Grid, we will speak with Jared from National Grid on is there. I'm wondering how far are we off? I knew that the governor had plans of really moving forward when it comes to nuclear, and that probably would be a really good idea.
Yeah,
I know we look back on the old days of nuclear, but it's come a long way, and it's probably the cleanest and most efficient way to get your energy. Europe is way ahead of us when it comes to that. But we'll speak with them about that as well. But, you know, these prices, especially the delivery, going up. And then I would love his take on the electric bus situation, the electric vehicle, which I think still lingers out there, these mandates from New York State. The fact that they want everybody to get rid of their new construction, to get rid of their gas furnaces and stoves and all that. Do we have an electric grid to handle all of this? And Micron is coming. There's just so much there. And your bill is going up. We'll get to all of it coming up at 7:40 this morning. Davey, your free money question this morning is worth how much money? $250. Sometimes silence is amazing in radio, isn't it? People go crazy. Like, where's the silence coming from? You get nervous.
You want to go to the man on the plan that was at the New Hartford Planning Board last night?
Yes, Joey Chipman.
Yeah,
we'll go to him. Joey, good morning. Thanks for the update. I know you were there last night. There's big news coming to New Hartford. Breaking news from Joey. Good morning.
Well, hello, Bill and Jeff and Davey.
You forgot about Tom.
And Tom.
Nah, I'm kidding. There's no Tom here. So, listen, you were at the planning board meeting last night in New Hartford. So I have some questions for you. What's coming to New Hartford?
Well, by the Marquee Movie Theater on Orchard Plaza, they approved a Tully's restaurant to come to the old Uno Pizzeria Grill or whatever that is.
So that's, Tully's has been looking to get in here for quite some time, and they were even considering the old Zeb's, which is now a car wash, kind of. It's now planning to be a car wash. I believe that's going to be opening sometime in the next 10 years. And then what? So Tully's will go in over there. I think that'll be pretty big. I mean, they're big for sports, right?
Where's it going?
Right at the old Pizzeria Uno in near the movie theater.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that'll be pretty big, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Big for watching sports, and then and they have a reputation. I think that could help. We'll see what happens.
I agree.
And then what about? I saw there's work being done at. Maybe somebody knows this. Maybe Stefan. They brought it up last night. What about the old Ponderosa, the old Denny's across from NBT Bank on Seneca Turnpike in New Hartford?
I didn't stay for that. I left a little bit early, and the meeting was still going on.
Right.
So
I wonder.
Didn't hear anything about that.
Something seems to be going in there. So they had that, that lobster boil pot thing that went in.
Yeah. Boil Shack?
Boil Shack.
Is that what it was called?
And they changed the sign in the front, but just put up a banner over the old Denny's marquee sign that was on the front. That was all taken down this week. And it looked like work was being done inside. And it also looked like the for lease sign was gone. I wonder if something is going in there.
Great.
That would be, it's a pretty good prime location, right?
Absolutely.
There's something to go in there. We'll see. Okay, Stefan, thank you for the update. Man on the plan out there covering the news for us. Thank you.
And thank you very much. I got a card from you and Tim for Real Men Get Tested. And thank you very much for the card.
Well, the during the Give MV event, we raised almost $6,000 for Real Men Get Tested. That money will be put to good use. It is goes right back in and promotes the message of men getting out there and getting tested, whatever it be, for whatever cancer that's out there, and making sure you follow your doctor's wishes and get tested, because early detection can save lives. So we wanted to thank you, Stefan, and everybody else who gave to the cause.
Well, you're welcome.
All right. Have a great day, Stefan. Thank you, man.
Bye, Bill.
I also want to tell you, next week is the broadcast is on Wednesday, right, Davey? Next Wednesday from 6 until 9, we'll be out of the Upstate Cancer Center. This was an idea, and I'm going to have Ann, if she's out there, call in and talk about this. This was an idea from Ann in Rome, because she's been doing treatments out there. This is the one that's on the corner of 31 and, is that 365? Yeah. The old Joel Steakhouse. There's now a cancer center there tied to Upstate Med. And we will be doing a live broadcast from there, and listen to what we're doing. You can sign up for colonoscopies. You can ask about any testing that needs to be done for cancer. And I don't even know how to pronounce this, the mammogramobile. Mammogrammobile.
I just call it the mammogram bus. It's like a bus.
It'll be there at the facility during the broadcast, and through the day, you can come in and get free mammograms.
That's great.
And again, very much like whether it's colon cancer or prostate, whatever cancers we're talking about, if you can detect breast cancer early, it almost, it certainly increases the chance of survival. It's breast cancer is treatable as it is today. So this is it's a big day.
What the bosom bussy?
The bosom bus. E.
Yeah, like a bosom buddy?
The bosom bussy.
Bussy.
Okay. All right. I like it.
I don't know.
Not sure they'll change the name to that.
I doubt they will.
I'll suggest it if you'd like. Anyway, that'll be next Wednesday. We'll be there from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. And we want to thank Ann. Oh, here she is. Can I grab her right now? Hi, Ann. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're the reason for this, so we want to thank you for that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. If anybody could be detected, and with the treatments they have now, it's unbelievable.
It is, and it doesn't mean you're never going to get it again, right? We both know that.
Oh, absolutely. I know that.
Yep. And you're doing very well.
I'm having a test today. Having a scan.
Okay, so it's a big day.
You sound good, Ann. You sound good.
So
yeah.
We will see you there next Wednesday, right?
Yes, and there's going to be, a matter of fact, I've got a basket of snacks that we're raffling off. We're going to have some raffles.
Nice.
And anybody, especially because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, if you want to get a group of women, get together, go get your free mammogram, and then go have some breakfast.
Yeah. Or go gamble down the street. You could do that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You never know what you winning is having a great result.
That is true.
And there's the testing and what they have there now. They do X-rays there. They have urologists there. They have radiation there. It's all in one. You get your blood work done there. It's a great facility, but I really encourage anybody to come out, and they'll do it for free. You can't beat it.
There is a big movement today towards, and this is an example of this. Think about the times that, I remember taking my grandfather had cancer years ago, and we'd have to go over to this place to get the blood work done. Then you'd go all the way over to see the doctor, and then the doctor would send you over because you had to have an MRI or even an X-ray all of that stuff, all of those services, they're doing a really great job of making sure it's all under one roof. And this is a great example of that.
And even the treatment. I've been doing this for 31 years, and I can tell you from 31 years ago to now, the treatment that you get, and as fast as they get it, and the staff is unbelievable. From the time you walk in there, the nursing staff, the doctors, they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's really a great facility.
So we hope you'll be a part of our broadcast. I know you will be, but you're going to sit right down with us next week, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
All right, Ann. Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
You have a great day.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
Ann.
much. Good luck today.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Listen, people of all ages are experiencing or can experience any level of pain. It can be unbearable at times. And it could be your shoulder, your neck, your back pain, your hip or leg pain could be coming from the way you walk. The Good Feet Store is here in New Hartford at 4630 Commercial Drive. You can call for directions at 315-999-3910, but you do not need an appointment. There's a free fitting and test walk. No appointment is needed. And they do this test walk, and they'll show you right there. It's almost like an ink blot. They'll show you where your arch may be causing the problem. They can help fix that with their 3-step system. These are inserts that go right in your regular shoes, or you can pick up a pair of new shoes where the inserts go right in as well. It's the Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. And I also want to tell you that this month, if you're keeping track, the month of October is Bath Makeover Month at New York Sash. I'm pretty sure they might have come up with this celebration. Now is the time to finally get your bathroom done, the bathroom you've been dreaming of. All bath projects, 20% off with special financing available. Upgrading your bathroom has never been easier. And, you think about redoing the bathroom and how long will your contractor be there. Is this project going to go on for a month or two? Listen, with New York Sash, they're in and they're out in about 2 days. Some cases, less than that. And right now, everything is 20% off. You can see the bathrooms on display at their showroom, 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. And whatever you're looking for, you can get it. About a dozen there in their showroom, styles and colors and options, all there. Over 850 Google reviews talking about the work that the New York Sash sales staff and their installers have done for people. And there are about 850 real reviews from regular people right there for you to read. It's a bath makeover month going on now at New York Sash. 20% off your bath remodel. Visit NewYorkSash.com or stop by Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. You're an adult, right? But you should know, gold has increased over 80% in the past 2 years. Yeah, 80%. So if you think stuffing money under your mattress or riding the roller coaster of Wall Street is your retirement plan, well, I wouldn't want to be banking on that strategy. It's time to diversify your savings and retirement assets into physical metals like gold and silver. That's where Advantage Gold comes in. When you call 800-741-GOLD, we'll send you a free gold kit that explains how rolling over your IRA or 401k into gold could not only supercharge your retirement, but maybe even help preserve your sanity. And let's be real, when's the last time you ever heard someone say, "Hey, sell all your gold"? Exactly. Never. The number's simple, 800-741-4653. And if you can spell, even better, that's 800-741-GOLD. Always consult with your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as 1 day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
History shows that every market eventually falls, every currency collapses, and today the U.S. dollar is hanging by a thread. Trillions in national debt, record high markets defying gravity, but stocks can't go up forever. Meanwhile, your groceries, housing, and transportation costs are all going up, and your dollar, it's buying less every single day. If the system breaks, your stocks and dollars won't save you, but one thing will: gold. Gold has always survived a collapse. That's why banks and billionaires are stocking up, and Americans are protecting their savings with physical gold. Before the next shoe drops, call Lear Capital at 800-889-3070 for your free gold investment kit and $20,000 in bonus gold with a qualified purchase. Lear is your trusted source. Over $3 billion in transactions, thousands of reviews. Call now, 800-889-3070. That's 800-889-3070.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 a.m. 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's 7:29, and so the other day we had this Paul Pickett was on, and he's challenging, right? He's challenging what's happening with the Republican Party locally, and made some allegations. And it does, anybody looking at the very least at his allegations, they look like they're pretty serious. And if they're not corrected, he's asking for Rozier to step down. Robert Lott was he mentioned and Pickett mentioned, or he's going to explain what's going on here for me?
He wants to clarify something that Paul said, right, Robert?
Okay. All right. Hi, Robert. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Good. You want to make a clarification?
Yeah, I sure do. Paul Pickett mentioned me taken over the Constitutional Caucus. I was elected by a vote of 27-7 to take that over. And since the Constitutional Caucus, I changed that over to from a political action committee to a 501c4, so that we're truly a nonprofit.
Yeah, because there were some issues of whether you could do demonstrations. I remember somebody complaining about this. So, being a political action committee, what you could and couldn't do, what you could and couldn't collect. But if you're a nonprofit, that erases all of that problem, right?
Right, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, but I wanted to get to the issue with Paul Pickett. You know, he's mentioned a couple of things. One about the treasurer from the Constitutional Caucus and the police being called by Ken Rozier to go over there and pick up the materials.
Yeah.
Well, we had an issue with our treasurer, and we called him to task, and he kind of got huffy with us and said, "Well, I don't have to do that," and so on and so forth. And it was just before Christmas, and so we had a special board meeting by Zoom, and we decided to suspend him, and we hadn't had a chance to notify him yet, because I didn't want to do it just before Christmas. I was going to do it after Christmas.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Eve, he sends me an email, "I resign, and you can come pick up all your materials on Thursday following Christmas."
Yeah.
Right? And so when we did that, it was myself and the vice chair of it was then Constitutional Caucus, but my vice chair and I went over there to pick up the materials. And because of the way that he sent his email across, it was, "I'm going to leave my stuff on my front porch." And not only was that, and you can come pick it up. He wasn't even going to talk with us about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we got all of our records, all of our files and everything, and a cash box with I can't remember how much in there, but there was a few $100s in the cash box. So when we went there, we asked the Utica police to witness what we were doing.
Sure,
Ken Rozier had nothing to do with it. Ken Rozier hasn't had anything to do with the Constitutional Caucus in almost a couple of years now.
Okay.
Paul Pickett's a flying monkey.
Okay. All right. I was wondering where you were going. Flying. Do you think his criticism of what happened at the meeting is correct, or is he monkey flying there?
Well, he did the same thing with us when I won the election for the Constitutional Caucus.
Okay.
We went through a whole thing with we hadn't set up our membership yet, so they were supposed to have an election in July, and because the requirements for membership weren't met yet, I put a hold on the election. And we talked with the board, we talked with the executive committee, we presented it to our general membership, saying we're going to hold off on the election until October so that we could establish all of our membership requirements.
Okay.
And then so by the time that came around, the previous chairman was pretty much not even around. He hardly ever showed up. He showed up at a meeting at the last minute and that kind of stuff. Anyways, so when the election was held, I was nominated from the floor, and I won the election 27-7.
All right.
So the next general membership meeting that we had, Paul Pickett was the one up there screaming and hollering. Before we could even start our agenda, we were in the middle of the Pledge of Allegiance, and he's screaming, "Point of order, point of order." And this is the same crap that he did at the Republican committee.
Okay. So you think he should have been taken out by police at the Republican committee?
I would have been glad to escort him out myself, but I have a little more restraint than that.
Okay.
Okay, so, Rob, thank you for calling in on this. We appreciate it. Can I ask you to do me a favor? Turn that radio down in the background.
Oh, is that what's going on in the background? I thought it was
sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. There's a little bit of a feedback.
It's driving me nuts.
When, if I remember correctly, when Mr. Pickett called into the show, though, when he was talking about the police coming, he wasn't talking about that pickup on the porch there. He was talking about he was escorted out of a meeting, essentially because he was calling for a point of order and nobody would recognize him, and he kept raising the issue, so they called the police on him. That was my recollection of the police involvement.
Well, no, but he also made mention later on about the treasurer from the Constitutional Caucus.
Right. Okay, well, those are two different.
And he said that Ken Rozier had the cops called for that.
Okay.
I'm not sure he said that. I thought he said
that's the way I heard it.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right. So, but let me ask you this: Do you? What are his objections with the Roberts Rule of Order and the fact that he's trying to raise an issue at the meetings but won't be recognized? And he basically made a broad allegation that they're reorganizing this so that this executive committee has more control. What is your take on that? Is that accurate?
Are you okay with that?
Well, I personally am okay with that because when you've got flying monkeys around, you got to be able to control them somehow.
All right.
What is the flying monkeys reference? Wizard of Oz?
It's a psychiatric term.
It's
Wizard of Oz?
Theatrical.
Okay.
All
right. So now let me ask you this.
Something like that.
Robert, in order for the transfer of the authority or the, I guess for lack, I'll say authority, to go from the committee basically to this executive commission, does the general membership have to vote on that? And you say you're okay with that?
Well, yeah, the new standards of conduct and the rules are going to be voted on Monday.
All right.
So what he's doing is he's trying to stir up, everybody because we're not following Robert's Rules of Order. Nobody really follows Robert's Rules of Order in the committees and stuff.
Well, that's not true. That's just not true.
Not entirely.
Okay.
He has this thing where he wants to be able to interrupt whenever he wants to, and you just can't have that kind of stuff going on in the
That's
meeting.
not how he describes it, but I'd love to get the two of you on at the same time to go back and forth.
I won't even give that person time of day.
Well, being a flying monkey, I can understand that. So, all right, Robert.
He's got a whole crew behind him that are flying monkeys.
Okay. All right, Robert, thank you. And I do enjoy the flying monkey reference.
Yeah, me too. One more thing, Robert, how long have you been involved with this committee?
Since 2021.
Okay. 2021. Okay, and Mr. Pickett, how long?
I was elected to be chairman of the Boonville Republican Committee in 2022. And I got redistricted. I'm now chairman of the Remsen Republican Committee.
Okay.
I
hate to do this, but I do have to move on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got to move on. Robert, thank you.
Thank you for the call.
Thank you,
Mr. Lott. Thank you.
Okay. I want to go, and the reason I'm lining them up here, we're running way back. Sahid Karsik is with the United County Sheriff's Department. And Sahid, good morning. Thanks so much for calling in. It's the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. And tell us, who are we looking for this week through Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers?
Bill, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us on the show. This week we have a white female by the name of Debbie Larson. She's 42 years of age. She's 4'9". She weighs approximately 120 pounds. She has brown hair, hazel eyes. She currently has a bench warrant out of United County Drug Court for charge of grand larceny in the 4th degree.
Okay.
And her last known address is in the city of Rome.
All right, we'll have that full story up on our website at WIBX950.com coming up. And then, as we always talk about with Crime Stoppers, it is completely anonymous. So if someone recognizes this person or knows this person, it'll help you guys out to be able to track them down. And again, Sahid, it's 100% anonymous.
Yes, Bill, 100% anonymous.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a great day, and thanks for waiting this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. You too.
All right. Sahid Karsik with the United County Sheriff's Department and Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. Speaking of Crime Stoppers, there is an event that's coming up this weekend, and it's a big one. It's the big craft fair to benefit Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. And Rose is on the line right now. Rose Crowley. Good morning, Rose. How are you?
Good morning, Bill. Thank you for having me.
All right.
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Well, listen, we're plugging away, right? That's what we have to do.
Yes.
All right. You have, I know you've done a lot of work on this, and you do it every year. But explain what's happening on Saturday.
On Saturday from 10 to 4 at Accelerate Sports Complex at 5241 Judd Road in Whitesboro, we will be having a craft fair and a basket raffle. We have approximately up to 65 vendors right now and over 100 items to raffle off.
Wow. And you have food trucks too, right?
Yes, we have Stathis Greek, we have Maine Meats, and also the Bowl Boss will be present.
Okay. So all different types of crafts and stuff and unique things you can take advantage of Vendors will be there on Saturday, so it's a great event, and the beauty is that the event itself benefits Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers.
That's correct. And we will also have the Oneida County Sheriff's Department with the Child ID program and face painting for the kids.
All right, and that is Saturday at Accelerate Sports. I wanted to ask you this, Rose. How much we're both on the board of Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. I'm on, and Rose is on as well. How much money do you get paid to be on the board and do all of this work?
We do it actually as a volunteer. We get paid nothing.
Boom. We don't make any money. It's all every penny that's made this weekend goes back into Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers, and that money is used for rewards.
I was going to ask, is that what the money's for?
Yes. So if someone is wanted, depending on the severity of the crime,
sure,
a lead is submitted anonymously. There anonymously then is a cash reward that could be handed out. So never does your name become a part of it.
Great.
That's correct.
Which in some cases, Rose, as we know, that's a big deal. Some people are afraid to get involved, and this way it allows them to submit a tip without their name even being utilized.
Yep, that's correct.
All right. Well, listen, thank you for the work you're doing on the craft fair and all of what's happening there on Saturday. Good luck and make a lot of money.
All right, sounds good, Bill. Thank you.
All right, Rose. Thanks so much.
Once again, that's Saturday, 10 to 4 at Accelerate Sports, which is just off of 840 there in Whitesboro, Whitestown area.
All right, coming up, we'll speak with the communications director with National Grid. This is a big one because there are a lot of things that are going on. And then, Davey, $250 on the line for Hobica's free money question of the day from the Hobica Law Firm. Davey, you're looking at $250. Caller number what?
Caller 4.
Fourth caller right now. Cheer up, man. Cheer up. It'll be all right. Caller 4 right now, 315-736-0186. Call right now for your chance to win with Hobica and WIBX.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Clear sky to start, sunshine to finish today, 55. Tonight, colder than this morning by a few degrees, down close to 30. Certainly the surrounding areas will begin to the 20s, especially in the Adirondacks. Friday, sunshine, upper 50s. Next chance of showers Sunday on the Weather Channel. Meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Mattress Express's free adjustable base promotion is on. Come on, pick out any king or queen set in the store except Tempur-Pedic and get upgraded to an adjustable base at no extra charge. You heard me right. And we have no credit check payment plans.
Whatever you need to haul, landscaping tools, heavy construction gear, or even livestock, Clinton Tractor has the trailer for the job. Choose steel, aluminum, or galvanized frames from 500 pounds to 55 tons with trusted names like B-Wise, Eager Beaver, and EB. For trailers, parts, and service you can count on, visit the Caledona family at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
To honor and give thanks to our military first responders and their families, the Good News Center is hosting the Flags for Heroes event from November 4th to the 11th. Along the Memorial Parkway, 1,000 American flags will be on display to salute the men and women who sacrifice on our behalf. Your family, business, or community group can sponsor a flag with proceeds benefiting Citron's military program. The program is designed to treat veterans and service members experiencing physical, emotional, and cognitive issues. This is our opportunity to show appreciation to the brave men and women who serve or who have served. Be counted as one of the grateful. Thank you for support from Utica National Insurance Group and Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas. For more information or to sponsor a flag or volunteer, visit the Flags for Heroes page on the Good News Center's website.
RSV is a common contagious virus that in older adults can lead to life-threatening illness or even death. The first RSV vaccine for ages 60 and older is now available at Kinney Drugs. Stop by or visit kinneydrugs.com to RSVP for your RSV shot.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
It's 7:47. Good morning. It's Thursday morning. I always like Thursdays because Thursday comes before Friday. And I love Fridays. I don't know about anybody else.
I'm with you. I've always said
good days.
A big fan of Sunday also. I've always said the worst thing about Sunday is Monday.
I hate Sundays. You get to the end of Sunday and you're like, ugh.
But there's so
that
much
means you gotta. I know there's a lot going on.
Football, especially.
It's
a full day of football.
Yeah, that's true. Not this weekend though. For me, I mean, there's a full day of football, but the Bills are off this week.
Oh,
they
that's
need
right.
to be off. Trust me. Let me go to Joe in Utica. Habaika's free money question of the day is worth $250 this morning. Joe, good morning in Utica. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Good. Question is, how are you?
Great. I feel good today.
You feel good. All right. Well, this could be a real winner for you. All right. Well, listen, you'll have 7 seconds to answer this question. As you know, get an answer in there. It comes from Habaika Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew at 315-724-1600. Here is your question. In 1897, a Mennonite created a popular apple butter product. His company expanded and became this really good, legendary company. What is it? Ready, go. With a name like Smucker's.
Oh, really?
It's got to be good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was an Amish guy that started, and by the way,
hold on. Mennonite and Amish are different.
Yeah. Okay. It's like Italians and Irish.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know, but I've been told Mennonite and Amish are, one of them will use some electricity, I believe.
Well, the Mennonites, they used to press, and they started with cider, and their big product was the apple butter, and then it developed into jams and jellies and all that. And here we are today. The key, the clue in there was good, really good. Ultimately, Smucker's. It's got to be good. That slogan, by the way, was started in 1962, and it was an ad agency. A woman came up with it, and it still exists today.
And her name was Little Debbie.
That's right, Little Debbie. Who went on to, they called her Cupcake around the office and gave her an idea, and before you knew it, she was famous. Okay. I swear, we don't belong here. We really don't.
That's why we belong here.
Maybe. Okay, Joe, you hold on. We're going to give you tickets to the craft fair next weekend at the Herkimer County Community College. It's a 4-pack of tickets. Also, the all-in-one food and fun card, a $25 gift card. Go to the Comets games or at Cookies or Babes, Aquavino, Taylor and the Cook, you name it. Stand by, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Joe. Thank you. On the line right now, let's talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds these days, and that is with winter looming out there, your heating bills and electric, and there's just so much going on. There's so much attention on the grid right now.
Yeah.
And, there was a price increase, so your delivery costs are definitely going to be going up. On the line is, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
On the line is Jared Paventi with National Grid. Jared, good morning.
Morning. Hey, Keeler, I was on hold, and I was yelling Smuckers at my microphone here, and no one heard me. So
it would have been
the money.
It would have been $250 for you. Would have. You realize the guy who comes up with the money is an attorney, so there's
no, I'm sure there's
strings attached. Always strings
rules
attached.
and bylaws to the contest.
Okay, so explain the increase that was voted in and approved for September. So that increase is it just delivery? Is it on gas as well? What are we looking at?
Sure. So if we rewind back all the way back to August when the PSC approved our rate proposal, what that was a 3-year rate proposal beginning September 1st that was going to increase delivery prices. That's the cost to, largely speaking, to maintain and operate our network, restore service after storms, and keep the grid, keep the gas system operating at peak efficiency. So in year one, there was going to be about a $14 per month increase on the electric side, and a little bit less than that on the gas side. And what we talked about, what we rolled out yesterday was a snapshot at winter.
Yeah.
So that way our customers know what to expect, and that from the gas and supply perspective.
So ultimately, if you compare it to your summer bill, at least it's going up.
If you compare it to your summer bill, it is going up in some instances.
Okay.
So let's talk about gas for a second. Wintertime is always a peak season for gas usage. A large number of customers in Mohawk Valley heat with natural gas. So what we're looking at this winter, is based on the current projections and the forecasts about how natural gas is moving in the market. We're expecting customers are going to pay about $66 more this winter than they did last winter. So that works out to about $13 and change a month.
Okay.
So that's total bill. So the supply price works out to about $17 over the course of the 5 months. So about $3 a month for their gas supply, and the rest of that increase comes from the delivery price. That brings the gas to them.
Okay. Manansky, did you?
Well, I was seeking clarification on that. So there's an increase in natural gas, which you guys don't control, but your delivery fee is going up for both gas and electric?
Yeah, so for both gas and electric, the delivery fees go up. When we talk about just, broadly speaking, when you operate a business of any size, you are going to see costs of materials, of labor, of taxes, fuel to, fuel our trucks. All those prices are going up, and unfortunately, it's a cost to the business and comes along to the delivery charge on our bill.
Yes, sir.
What we talked about yesterday was, for the 5 months of winter, what customers should expect. And, on the gas side, we're seeing an increase that's about, like I said, $66 for the winter, which is actually less of an increase than we've seen in the past few years on the supply side. And for electric in central New York, what we are seeing is total bills are going to be up about $20 this winter. So when you spread that out over the course of 5 months, it's an extra $4 a month. Supply is largely flat this winter on electric. What we're seeing is that supply, it's going to be up by about $1. And that extra delivery rate increase is actually less than. So when we rolled out the rate case in August, when that was approved, we were projecting a $14 per month increase on electric. And what it turns out is that through some reconciliation after the rate case was passed, through some reconciliation of accounts and working with some of the markets for how we deliver electricity, there were some credits that were due back to National Grid customers. So actually, we were able to defer some of that first year due to those credits, and actually hold down for the next few, through the end of through spring. We were able to hold down the delivery rate increase to about what amounts to $4 to $5 a month. So.
Okay. I have about 3.5 minutes because we were running way behind here. So try to do like a little lightning round type thing because I got a bunch to get to. Number one, what do you say to people who are complaining that after the new meters came in or since September their rates have gone up or their bill has gone up significantly? What's going on there, do you think?
Well, when we talk about the new meters, the smart meters, they are brand new. And the meters that were on your house were 20, 25 years old. Some people are saying that the meters that were out in the new meters are causing their bills to go up. And those meters have been tested by third-party independent sources for their functionality, so they are working correctly. I think what we're seeing is some of those old meters were not measuring correctly.
Could you bring back my old?
You're getting an accurate measure.
Could you bring back my old meter? I liked it a lot. And
I can see. I can see.
Well, see if they can do it. I'm just saying. Okay. Quickly, this block on new construction in New York State for gas furnaces. What is the National Grid stance on that?
The law is the law. And we are working within it. However, we have been working with contractors in New York State, working with the home builders in New York State to help them understand the law, help them understand the restrictions of the law. And we've been advocating on their behalf because, as you know, if the project is not in queue and permitted, even if the project is permitted now and the contractor doesn't start building until after January 1st, they can still connect gas. But if the project hasn't been permitted yet, if the project's not permitted by January 1st, that's when the cutoff is. So we've been advocating for the home builders, for the projects where they've gotten into our queue to have gas run to their development, but it hasn't been permitted yet. We've been advocating for the home builders within that window there to get a waiver from the state. We just have not heard any response yet from the various offices.
And we have all of this new construction going on or going to be going on because of the housing between Micron and Chobani, Turning Stone advancement and stuff going on in Marcy. There's new housing needed. So, and then 30 seconds. School bus mandate, large truck mandates, electric. Is the grid there yet, or are they going to have to do something before the first of the year on that? I mean, can we handle? Can the grid handle
overnight? The grid can handle phased in implementation.
But not instant.
No school district is going to be able to flip a switch overnight and turn its fleet over, right? But what we can...
I hate to do this, but I am out of time. I'm going to give you to Davey just for a second, see if we can extend this a little bit. Davey, check on it.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Why is the CIA now doing covert operations inside Venezuela? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
They've allowed thousands and thousands of prisoners, mental institution, people from mental institutions, insane asylums, emptied out into the United States.
And President Trump says the other reason?
We have a lot of drugs coming in from Venezuela.
The U.S. military has already blown up 5 drug boats off the coast, killing 27 alleged narco-terrorists. Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro, who the U.S. has a $50 million reward up for his arrest, is calling for peace, warning the U.S. wants regime change and violating international law. But U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Mike Waltz, tells Fox the goal is
to defend U.S. sovereignty against actions that are actively killing Americans. And Venezuela can bring whatever they want to the UN. You know what's also part of the UN is Article 51 of the UN Charter that enables a country to defend itself.
Waltz also says the U.S. will help make sure Hamas finds the 19 dead hostages not yet turned over as part of the Gaza ceasefire. Only 9 bodies have been returned so far.
They need heavy equipment. They need specialized gear. But we have to also understand that if this ceasefire falls apart, if the fighting starts, that's going to make it that much harder to find these loved ones.
President Trump has a new city he wants a federal crime crackdown in, San Francisco, as his administration touts what was called Operation Summer Heat that yielded more than 8,000 arrests. Attorney General Pam Bondi says
there was a 70-year-old man arrested as a result of our operation in Memphis who raped a child under the age of 3. That one case makes everything we're doing worthwhile.
It's day 16 of the government shutdown.
Republicans' attempts to reopen the government with a stopgap measure that would extend funding until November has now failed to pass the Senate 9 times after failing again Wednesday. Democrats have made clear they want to negotiate an extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. America's listening to Fox News.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The children of our nation know little to nothing about 9/11, but the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is righting this wrong by helping teachers educate kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their nonfiction first-person accounts are told through videos and the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full scripted curriculum units with background for teachers, a speaker's bureau for classrooms, a mobile exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts and FDNY guides. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
2 cops in Texas are expected to make a full recovery the morning after they were shot.
Police in San Antonio, Texas, say they got a 911 call from a motel, but the call dropped before they could get details. As it turns out, 3 police officers were nearby where a suspicious man was taunting them. Police Chief Bill McManus told reporters the man left and came back shouting at the cops.
I'm not going back to prison. I'm not going back to jail.
Then took off running.
And as he was running, he started pulling at his waistband, pulled out a pistol.
The 3 officers and man got into a gunfight, leaving 2 officers shot in the arm and the suspect dead at the scene. The officers are expected to recover. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
There is a death row vacancy in Mississippi after a condemned murderer was executed. He thanked God in his last words.
59-year-old Charles Crawford was declared dead following a lethal injection at the Mississippi State Penitentiary in Parchman. Crawford had spent more than 30 years on death row. He was convicted of abducting Christy Ray from her parents' home in northern Mississippi. When Ray's mother came home, her daughter's car was gone, and a handwritten ransom note had been left on the table. The note was traced back to Crawford, who told authorities he blacked out and did not recall killing Ray. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
With the government shut down, economic data not being collected and released, so we aren't getting updates on inflation and unemployment. But Federal Reserve Governor Steve Myron tells Fox Business the Fed still will make an interest rate cut at its meeting later this month, maybe 0.25% or 25 basis points.
My view is that it should be 50. However, I expect it to be an additional 25. And I think that we're probably set up for 3 25 basis point cuts this year for a total of 75 basis points this year.
On Wall Street, rising stock futures suggest gains at the opening bell next hour. In baseball, Toronto beat Seattle 13-4, but the Blue Jays still trail the Mariners 2-1 in the American League Championship Series. They'll play again today. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have clear skies, 34 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. Jury deliberations set to resume today in the murder trial of 3 former correctional officers charged with murder During closing arguments yesterday, prosecutors said David Kingsley, Matthew Gallagher, and Nicholas Keefer acted like a violent gang when they beat inmate Robert Brooks to death in December last year at the Marcy Correctional Facility. The attorneys for those defendants, though, claim their clients played minor roles, if any, in the brutal assault that led to his death. They all face 25 years to life in prison if convicted.
You know, I asked the question yesterday, why would you go to trial and not just accept a deal? Well, when you heard the closing arguments, you realize the argument is that these people were not as involved as the prosecution is claiming, according to the defense. So, you know, once the defense is done, you should look at it and say, well, boy, they might be innocent. And then the prosecution presents its case, and you're like, yeah, they're definitely guilty. Right? I mean, it's what's supposed to happen, and it's up to the jury to have to weigh through all of that evidence. It's going to be very interesting because if you follow the closing arguments, they just were following protocol, and they got caught up in the video, if you will. I know it's kind of complex, but
I totally get what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
picking a side by
No,
any
I
means.
know.
I'm just saying I think the jury has a lot to, and I'm sure the video plays a big role in what they've seen. But wondering why they would go to trial, well, they're trying to say they weren't as involved as a murder or a manslaughter charge would require.
National Grid says customers will pay a bit more to heat their homes this winter. According to actually, you know what? We've got Jared Paventi on the line with us now from National Grid. Do you want to continue that conversation?
Yeah, I would. He is their strategic communication manager and is on the line with us right now. Jared, I had asked the question about school buses, and you had to squeeze your answer in. But, you know, the state is trying to mandate not only school districts, but even anyone who buys a large truck. And I know there's been some pauses. But are we going to be ready by, 2030, 2033, or whatever they're requiring?
We are, National Grid is constantly investing in its systems to improve the capacity of the grid. That's one of those things we talk about within the rate proposals, is that the investments we're making in the grid. I think that from the side of the customer, those school districts, those companies that do rely on medium and heavy duty vehicles, we have a fleet team that's ready to work with them to ensure that the equipment on their end is ready to handle it as well. One of the things we've been talking about with school districts, Keeler, is get in touch with us early so we can make these assessments. And especially for the schools, there's a lot of economic incentives out there to buy one or two buses, get the feel of it, figure out what's going to work best for them, because no one can afford to do a fleet switch overnight, right? So figure this out incrementally, so that way, I believe, over the next 5-10 years, that implementation can go smoother. Because what you don't want is in 2034, before the year before the deadline, everyone rushing to the counter and saying, I need all this stuff.
Right.
Because we only have so many crews. We only have so much equipment that we're going to be able to do implementation site by site with. So
do you find that we're recently going through this because Go NetSpeed is a company that's making its way through the area and putting fiber optic internet lines in, and they need telephone or power poles above ground to be able to run their wires. But in a lot of neighborhoods, or some neighborhoods in our area, the wires are run underground. So I got to tell you, I'm in a neighborhood where the wires are run underground. Is that the ultimate goal for National Grid? And is there a benefit? I have to say, I've lived where we are currently for going on 8 years. We maybe once had the lights blink. I have never had a power outage. Is it better to have it seems like it would be better for the wires to run underground?
It seems so, and there are certainly advantages. I live in a neighborhood as well that has underground utilities, and you certainly don't have the poles down the street, and everything comes in underground. The problem that not the problem necessarily, but the flip side to it is that when something does go wrong, it's one, much more costly to repair. It's also much more time consuming because now we have to dig, and it's not always as evident where a line has failed.
Right.
So it could be that we have to look at a much longer segment of street that has to be dug up, or yards that have to be dug up in order to find the trouble. So there are certainly advantages from the aesthetic basis. When developers are building neighborhoods or municipalities make those decisions, we work with them on those requests. It's when we put them above ground, we know that there's certainly, quantity versus quality, right? If you're going to have a quantity of outages on an overhead basis, when those lines run down the street, but you want to talk about an outage that could, there may be less outages in an underground situation, but it's going to be certainly a more impactful outage because you're looking at the restoration being more involved.
Okay.
So, Jared, we all understand costs go up, and as you said, your fuel costs go up, and benefits packages for employees, et cetera. So I'm trying to find a silver lining here. Because natural gas, New York State's trying to reduce natural gas and new construction, and it's, I guess, for lack of a better term, going to be outlawed. In the longer term, those homes or businesses that are powered by natural gas, it seems that demand would fall over time and probably reduce the cost of natural gas? Maybe?
It could. You still have if we take a snapshot in time right now, you still have a large portion of central New York, the thruway corridor from, let's say, where I live in the western side of Syracuse all the way through Albany, that is still operating with natural gas. You have, for heat and for cooking, you still have a lot of businesses that are using natural gas. So I think that broadly speaking, yes, natural gas, demand reduces, you have a glut of supply, but it's always about supply and demand, Keeler.
Right.
So if the demand goes down, they're not going to produce as much, same as with, the fuel for your vehicle. But that's, National Grid is advocating for an all of the above approach with energy. I think that reducing carbon emissions and, those greener, larger scale renewable energy sources, they make sense. But until we get to a point where they're able to power the grid, we need to make sure we have every tool available. Hydro, the nuclear plants up on Lake Ontario that are running, solar where it exists, wind where it exists, to make sure that we can keep costs as reasonable as possible for customers.
And then finally, when you mentioned hydro and nuclear, the governor was talking about a big push on new nuclear plants. Where does National Grid stand on nuclear?
National Grid, certainly as we talk about, the all of the above approach, nuclear could provide an ample source of electricity that is affordable for our customers. We also know that you just don't stand up a nuclear plant overnight. It's going to take some time. So in the intervening time, that's where we're looking at increasing natural gas capacity to make sure we can keep those power plants moving, making sure that the transmission lines we have running to the hydro plants in western New York and in the St. Lawrence River Valley are congestion free, so we can continue moving that power south to where people are and make sure it's ample, reliable, and as affordable as possible.
One of the things you sent us was some energy saving tips, and we'll post them into a story today on our website at WIBX950.com. How you can actually save a few dollars here and there, and whether it's light bulbs or an appliance that's older, we'll post those later on today. We do really appreciate you sticking around for us, Jared. Thank you so much.
Happy to. Thanks, Keeler. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Jared
You too.
Paventi with the National Grid, and a lot of questions as people's bills are going up. And I had a feeling the answer was going to be, well, you got the new meter and you went up significantly. It's because maybe your old meter wasn't doing the trick.
Well, I'll keep the old one. I'm fine with the old one.
Bring the old one back. I'll take it.
And just briefly, we talked about this earlier this week, the idea of if you have all your phone chargers or your televisions or whatever on a power strip and you turn it off during the day when you're not home, would it save money? I kind of poo-pooed that a little bit. Look, I understand it all adds up. You save $1 here, you save $1 there, $5 here, it's all great. Especially when they're talking about the average increase being $13 to $14 or $66 over the season. So I just want to go back on that and say, it all adds up. I just don't think that you're gonna cut your bill in half by changing your light bulbs. That's my point.
It's best if you can automate that, and so you're not, it automatically comes up, and maybe that ultimately would be the answer. And there's a lot of those Wi-Fi, Bluetooth type outlets and bulbs and all that stuff that probably can help, or hopefully can help.
But then you got to run your Wi-Fi. I mean, I guess your Wi-Fi is running anyway. I guess it's running anyway.
I want to switch gears here. As we said earlier, Brett Baer has a new book out, To Rescue the American Spirit, Teddy Roosevelt and the Birth of a Superpower. And the legend, Brett Baer, on the line right now. Do you mind if I call you a legend, Brett? Good morning.
I don't know about that. Good morning.
Good morning. So,
up.
of course, Brett is the chief political anchor for Fox News Channel, anchor and executive editor, Special Report with Brett Baer. I always love when you're on because it's almost like there's a big sign that says, this is not opinion.
Yes.
This is someone delivering us the facts and the news. Yes. And I do appreciate that, Brett, tremendously.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a lot to cover. As you know, it's like drinking from a fire hose.
My Lord. I mean, it is. It's like every second there's something new, it seems. Quickly, I wanted to ask you your take on this pledge at the Pentagon. I know Fox News is one of those that walked away and would not sign the pledge. What are you hearing on this? Is this something the Pentagon can sustain, a pledge to only print or broadcast or report what is approved by the Pentagon? Sounds crazy.
I mean, that's why we didn't sign it. I think it's an overshoot. I've listened to Secretary Hegseth describe it, and he does list everything that's in this paper that you're supposed to sign, which is why you saw everybody kind of walk out yesterday and hand in their passes. It's a shame. I hope it'll get back in the box, and we want reporters inside that building. I covered the place for 6.5 years, and you can do it without threatening national security, but be in the building.
I appreciate that, and I completely agree. Let's talk about the book, To Rescue the American Spirit, Teddy Roosevelt and the Birth of a Superpower. This sounds incredibly interesting.
Yeah, you know what? It's my 6th presidential biography. It's hard to believe, but I went back to the beginning. I did Eisenhower. I did one on Reagan, FDR, Grant. Last one was about George Washington and the Constitutional Convention, and this one's about Teddy Roosevelt. And the focus, the soda straw look, is how Teddy Roosevelt as president believes and comes to the conclusion that America needs to be a global leader and needs to be forward-leaning in the world. And there are just so many great stories of Teddy Roosevelt, anecdotes that he's larger than life and really passionate and energetic, but it comes across on these pages. This focuses on, as he's trying to get a sense of America leadership, he brings together Russia and Japan to get over this territorial dispute they're working on, and the world then sees him as leader.
We're having a little problem with your phone line clipping on us here this morning.
Oh, sorry about
that. Which maybe that'll help. So maybe it's just not loud enough. Nonetheless, obviously this was an incredibly important time in our history. And interestingly, where we are today, it almost seemed as if we were backing away from the rest of the world. This is not our problem. This is their problem. But again, with this news cycle as it continues, we seem to be more involved than ever right now in world affairs.
Yes. I mean, think about this week and all that has transpired and the historical move in Israel. I think, that day covering that everybody will look back at those images of the reunited families and say that was something that I'm going to remember. I think there's a lot yet to know about phase 2, et cetera. But this does fit in the same genre as TR, kind of solving and getting involved, that America is essentially, he argues, to the world being a better place.
Yeah. Is there anything in your research for this book that you walked away like, boy, this just stands out for me as something we should all pay attention to right now at this time in world history?
Well, I think that just his ability to bring people together with the force of personality. There are some similarities, believe it or not, between Teddy Roosevelt and Donald Trump. Not all, but there's this bigger personality. He likes to interact with reporters, and his ability to get that together. He was a reformer, a guy that stirred the pot. His party didn't particularly love that. But as he gets to be president, he does some big things that really changed the face of America.
Yeah. He was a tough guy, right? I mean, he seemed big and
he was a tough guy.
Yeah.
I feel like the men were a bit different back then.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. He was only 5'10". He wasn't like that big, but he was a sickly kid that was battling asthma, and his parents said he wasn't going to get out of bed and not amount to much. His dad forces him to be this burly guy. He takes up boxing. He's outdoors all the time.
Yeah.
And he kind of takes on this persona of being a real tough guy. But he started off as a sickly kid.
Wow. Isn't that how it works? You're forced to become the tough guy. One last question from Jeff.
I just want to ask about, because we talk about this often when we see a lot of the conflicts going on in the world. This book, again, To Rescue the American Spirit, Teddy Roosevelt and the Birth of a Superpower. And I guess you talked about the example with this land dispute where Roosevelt felt like it was important to come in and help foster a resolution. And I just wonder what the line is, your take on the line between being a superpower and a leader versus being the world's police department. And if there's overlap there,
It's a great line, and it's really important to draw that line. And I think, it's essentially, Teddy Roosevelt had new nationalism, and that was the kind of the first America first. He's thinking about America, but he thinks that the world is much better with America in it.
Yeah.
And not policing it, helping them do it themselves. And I think that's what the Trump administration is attempting to do with these peace deals.
Yeah, it's amazing when you think about what Teddy Roosevelt would be tithinking looking down on us today, and how we have evolved to where we are today.
I'd love to know who he'd be following on Twitter.
It would be Brett Baer, of course.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All right, Brett, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Brett Baer with Fox News Channel. We'll break.
I'm sorry, Twitter. I meant X.
We'll break at WIBX.
Clear sky to start, sunshine to finish today, 55. Tonight, colder than this morning by a few degrees, down close to 30. Certainly the surrounding areas will be into the 20s, especially in the Adirondacks. Friday, sunshine, upper 50s. Next chance of showers Sunday. On the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Take advantage of Mattress Express's guaranteed lowest price program. Bring in any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry, and we will beat the price. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
At Community Memorial, we have one goal: to help you get better. Like better emergency care, our ED in Hamilton now offers the lowest average wait times in the region, a comfortable waiting area, and private patient rooms. There's now better access to orthopedic care from our world-class specialists, the latest advanced robotic technology, and walk-in clinics in New Hartford, Cazenovia, and Hamilton. We now offer quicker access to breast biopsies and colonoscopies because faster is better. And better community care with in-house surgical and rehab teams in Hamilton, urgent care, and 6 regional primary care offices. Plus, get access to better diagnostics with the latest MRI and CT imaging. Better. That's our commitment throughout the entire CMH healthcare system, providing better experiences with better services to support better outcomes. Learn more at communitymemorial.org and get better at CMH in Hamilton.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there is one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most. Be cozy this winter. Add Smart Heat Pump heating and cooling to your home. Call City Suburban today, 315-853-3899, or go online to citysuburban.com. That's citysuburban.com.
Looking for a place filled with history, adventure, and community spirit? You'll find it all in Herkimer County. From scenic views in the Adirondacks to outdoor fun, unique shops, and festivals that bring our towns and villages to life. There's something for everyone. For a complete list of events and experiences, visit herkimercountyny.gov/events. Herkimer County, where history, commerce, and beauty collide. It's all happening here.
Before there was social media, streaming, and even color television, there was radio. Remember the golden days when you had to tune in to hear what happened to Hopalong Cassidy, or perhaps the Green Hornet? What if you could relive those days again? Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was, a show that's dedicated to the very best of radio's golden age. From classic performances by Jack Benny to tales of terror on Lights Out. It's all here on When Radio Was, starting every Sunday at 11 p.m., only on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Which classic broadcast will you hear next?
This is Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Couple things to deal with. How about, I don't know if this was one of your favorites when you were a kid, the Jetsons. Did you ever watch the Jetsons?
Yes, and I saw, and I was intrigued. I think this is perfect.
You saw this live-action version of the Jetsons. And the thought is Jim Carrey starring as George Jetson.
Now, I want to know, is the dog going to be a robot or an actual dog?
Oh, that's a good question. Apparently, he is in talks with the movie makers, and he may be the guy. I think he'd be perfect to play George Jetson.
I completely agree.
Yeah, here's audio. Maybe audio. Hello, test. 1, 2. It's just the theme.
It's a long intro.
The theme. Yeah. Okay, who should play Judy? Who should play Jane?
I don't even remember those characters. I just remember the father and the boy.
His boy Elroy. Who
should play Mr. Leroy?
Who should play? Elroy was the son,
and Leroy was the dog.
Maybe.
Leroy. It wasn't Leroy, was it?
No, Elroy was the dog. Who's going to play Mr.
No,
Space?
Elroy was not the dog.
Elroy was the dog.
Elroy was the kid, the son. Yeah.
Who's going to play Mr.
Don't you remember the jingle? His boy Elroy.
Who's going to play Mr. Who's going to play Mr. Spacely?
That's the other question. Who plays him?
How about Coswell Coggs?
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
He always tried to... Spacely,
What's that? Astro was the dog, yeah. Elroy's the boy. He's really offended you called him a dog. Astro. Thank you, Bill Manjo, for that. One of my favorites was the Jetsons. And you know what's really interesting is when you watch the old episodes of the Jetsons, we have some of that stuff now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the weird part. And I just saw yesterday, you mentioned a robot dog. I just saw it somewhere on a news feed, a robot dog that was being introduced by some university somewhere. I would like...
They have small versions of this.
I would be good with a robot dog, making sure that the key is the dog cannot shed. No hair shedding.
Yeah.
And I'd be okay with that.
My concern would be
And
the
if you
dog
heard
doing
that,
something else.
If you heard that differently, the word shedding, and you said, what did he just say? None of that either.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Steve Cully is on the line right now. He has a huge podcast that is getting huge numbers regarding sports in general. Also, Steve played college ball at UConn and has just been given or told that he's being given a big award. What's your award, Steve?
I am given the award for being the greatest human being on planet Earth.
That's a big award. That's a big award.
Sounds like it comes from Trump, to be honest.
People say they've never seen anything so big.
The greatest
in
the world.
Yeah.
It's the Spotlight Award. It's a Spotlight Award. It's a huge honor that UConn gives out, and for some reason they chose me this year.
Nice. Well,
and I will get it at a game November 1st.
That's really cool.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What game? What game?
We play UAB.
Are you talking about UConn?
UConn, yeah.
Yes, UConn versus UAB, yeah.
It is quite a that UConn athletic football group. They're very loyal and supportive people.
Yes, they've been very loyal, very supportive, even through different coaches. And I did a lot of different things up there over the summer, and I'm always welcome back. They always treat alumni well.
Yeah. Okay. And just quickly, your podcast. Talk about that because it's really big numbers.
Yeah, the podcast network has really taken off. My partner Dave Schumann and I, we started last year with covering mainly UConn sports, and then we kind of evolved it to do a little bit of everything. We do true crime, we do business, we do mental health. We do a little bit of everything because for a podcast network, we want to have variety. We want to have something for everyone. And that's why we've been able to get so many listeners, and we've grown to 1.5 million subscribers.
That's big.
And it's just, it's taken off.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a big.
You're my mentor.
Yeah.
You're my mentor, so I take after you. So of course I'm going to be great.
Of course he'll be great. Of course.
The problem is AI is going to be hosting for all of us in like 2 years, so we got to make the best of it.
It's funny because I'm trying to think of a way to say this without. It's like anything else. If you listen to, and this is, to me, this is really important. And I'm about to give you something very profound.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
I know what you're going to say, and I completely agree.
I was going to compare it to one world, but I'm going to compare it to another, which will be much more tasteful. But I'm comparing it to this. When this is while it's anecdotal, it is real. So I have been known over the years to do crank phone calls.
Okay.
Not you.
And we did many. In fact, at one point in my career, it was really the launch of my career, the crank phone calls. And and the one thing that was most dangerous about those crank calls, and the most wonderful part of those crank calls, is every one of them, they were real.
Oh.
They were real
100%.
people. They were real reactions. And some people were like, if you air that, I will sue you. Others were like, all right, go ahead and run with it. And then afterwards, like, I can't believe how embarrassed I am that whatever. They were real, there was a certain risk to that. So, and then you hear some of these shows today on radio, and they'll do a crank call. And I'm going to tell you, when I tell something, they're like, this was the funniest crank call, Bill. I know you used to do crank calls, but this one was really funny. So the guy did this and did that, and the woman screamed and yelled, and I'm like, you do know they're fake. They're all actors.
Yep.
And once you know that, the air comes out of your balloon. Mm-hmm. It is no longer worth listening to. You're like, that just ruins it for me. I can't believe you tell me that. It ruins it. It's not entertaining or funny anymore. And to me, there is your analogy to AI. if you know the person you're listening to is not real and doesn't have the personality and a soul, I think it takes the air out of it, at least right now. If AI becomes something that is so real and can think and can sympathize and can empathize and all, that'll change everything, I do think. But as of right now, if you're listening to an AI podcast, I don't see it.
I want to double down on that and say it's similar to the restaurant analogy when it's a chain and a local.
Yeah.
I go into the local just because it's local. If you put a better product on the plate, people will go to the place where they get a better meal.
Yes.
So as long as your podcast is more engaging, genuine, and authentic than what some bot can come up with, they will stick with you.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, because it has no consequence for that person. You like to know that when somebody says something on the radio, they could be punished for that. They could, right? I mean, you want to know there's consequence there. There's some person behind the statement, and I don't feel that's going to happen with AI.
I hope not. I hope not.
You just triggered something in me with that. So, however, will it come a time? Will there come a time when artificial intelligence becomes so real that it could be comparable to a human being? I certainly wouldn't count that out, but we are not even close to there yet.
And I'll just let you know the reason I knew I would completely agree with you is because I asked, before you said that, I asked ChatGPT what you were going to say, and
they knew it.
I already read it. So.
I already knew it. All right. So I want you to just quickly, I've got just a few minutes for you to give us your prediction for college football this week.
Man, college football has just been rough this year with all the NIL and the money that's being spent and coaches being fired left and right. There's no patience anymore. The transfer portal has changed things dramatically. So it's crazy that, Bill Belichick, he could be on the hook for getting fired. And there's other guys. Dabo Sweeney's been named at Clemson, Billy Napier at Florida. So it's kind of crazy that all this is going down. But my biggest prediction is UConn is playing Boston College, and I think we're going to go up there, and we're absolutely going to get a win.
Well, you can't. I mean, again, that's like AI predicting something, because you have in your heart, you're a UConn fan. You're an alum. So can we trust your prediction here?
Well, correct.
Is your prediction, is it coming from the heart?
No, BC's 1-4, and we've only beaten BC once in our entire existence.
Wow.
So that's why I like that.
Okay.
That's why I like that for sure.
We were talking earlier this week about the Penn State, their coach being fired, and then looking for
James Franklin.
What are your thoughts on? Boy, it's amazing that it happened right at this point in the season. I think it's so early.
Yeah, he's 3-3, and he went to the national semifinals last year, and he's got a $56 million buyout, and they lose to two unranked teams, and he's gone. And it's just crazy to me that teams have that short of leash, and it's because, again, of the transfer portal, and the teams expect success overnight.
Yeah.
The other team is Virginia. Their coach was on the hot seat. They're 5-1 right now, and they're ranked 18th.
Yeah.
So I mean, it can change overnight.
What do you think the rumor was Fran Brown is being thrown around in that? I think he's like a solid guy. I don't see him walking away from Syracuse. Do you?
He's dug in at Syracuse. He's very well liked by the alumni and the boosters. They've given him a lot of resources. They've raised money for NIL so he can get players. He's done a phenomenal job recruiting. He just got dealt a bad hand because
the quarterback got hurt. What a shame.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Well, there's a good chance. I mean, that quarterback will be back next year, and that'll be interesting to see what he can do. He was playing so well. He played so well against Clemson. You couldn't wait to see him and where he was going to go, and then he gets hurt.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the big game, I would say, I really like Ole Miss over Georgia. Lane Kiffin's done a phenomenal job there.
Right.
And Kirby Smart, they lost to Alabama. So I think Ole Miss is going to beat them. And then obviously Indiana's having an incredible year. I think they're going to beat Michigan State. That'll be a really big blowout, I believe. And the game people are also talking about is LSU and Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Vanderbilt's another team that invested a lot in college football, NIL money and resources against LSU. I think Vanderbilt upsets LSU, and I'd love to see that because I despise Brian Kelly.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's do this again, Cully. Thank you again. Your podcast, what do people search for?
They can just go to my YouTube channel, and it's up on all my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's everywhere. So just go to my YouTube channel or Coach Schumann's YouTube channel, and you can see everything we do.
Search Steve Cully, right, for your YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. Have fun. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Coming up, Bill and Robin Monjo. I want to talk about the real estate issues here and what it means for everybody. There is a huge shortage in housing, and there's a big effort to fix that problem. We'll get to it. If you're dealing in housing and you want flooring, there's only one place to go, in my opinion. It's in Sarah's. Sal and his crew, they have the largest inventory in all of the area, and a price guarantee, which means they'll meet or beat anybody's price if you bring it in. There's a deeper warranty. They have better selection than you're going to find anywhere else. It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Online in sarahsflooringoutlet.com or in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road in Marcy. And speaking inside the home, if your house is built before 1978, there's a very good chance you're dealing in lead, which can be horrific for children. Kids 1 and 2, especially as they're developing. It can harm the brain, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior. Do you know there's $30,000 per unit available in HUD funding, in lead hazard reduction funding for this area, for homes that are in need, people who are in need. You'd be amazed at what's out there to help. Call today, 315-724-4197, or go to leadsafeutica.com.
I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. You're an adult, right? But you should know, gold has increased over 80% in the past 2 years. Yeah, 80%. So if you think stuffing money under your mattress or riding the roller coaster of Wall Street is your retirement plan, well, I wouldn't want to be banking on that strategy. It's time to diversify your savings and retirement assets into physical metals like gold and silver. That's where Advantage Gold comes in. When you call 800-741-GOLD, we'll send you a free gold kit that explains how rolling over your IRA or 401k into gold could not only supercharge your retirement, but maybe even help preserve your sanity. And let's be real, when's the last time you ever heard someone say, "Hey, sell all your gold"? Exactly. Never. The number's simple, 800-741-4653. And if you can spell, even better, that's 800-741-GOLD. Always consult with your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Clear sky to start, sunshine to finish. Today, 55. Tonight, colder than this morning by a few degrees, down close to 30. Certainly the surrounding areas will be into the 20s, especially in the Adirondacks. Friday, sunshine, upper 50s. Next chance of showers Sunday. On the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We currently have sunshine and 35 degrees at WIBX.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Couple things to hit. Mazda has transformed successful race-proven technology into your new Mazda. Save on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, 5s, with 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-50s, 70s, and 90s. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. And as Rick always says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. And Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. I was just there Tuesday. That adjustment, that osteopathic adjustment, makes all the difference for me in the world. It's, even you walk out of there and you realize your sinuses are flowing. All the things that you need to be able to get through a very good day. They put everything back in check for you. It's an osteopathic adjustment, if you will, and lasts about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe a little longer, a little less, but it works. As Dr. Zielinski and Shemaleski, it's the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. They expect to be accepting new patients again before the end of the year. They got hit really hard. They're adding a new provider, and they'll be adding patients soon. And then one more. This has nothing to do, Bill and Robin Monjo from River Hills Properties. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So this has nothing to do with an actual commercial per se, but I remember back in the day, I used to, in the 80s, I was host. I took over a long-running show, and Robin, you'll remember this. It was either called, I think when it was on one station, it was called Swap Shop. And on the station I was on, it was Bargain Hunter. And people would call in like, hello, you're calling number 4. And it'd be, hi, I got for sale an old manual clock and 2 used tires. I'll take the best offer on each. You can call me at 866, whatever. And so I'll go back to that. Remember those?
Yes, sir.
You got some great...
All of our parents.
Everybody. And you bought
this.
And you bought
Facebook
stuff.
Marketplace.
That's
right. That's what it was.
Totally.
And you bought stuff on that. And
oh my God.
Anyway, caller number 4 is Father Sean O'Brien. He's looking for a Maytag ringer washer. So this is an oldie goldie. But those things lasted forever.
Yes.
So he's saying if anyone has in their basement an old Maytag ringer washer, he will fix it. And he's looking for one for his home. Call us, and we'll hook you up with Father Sean. And by the way, the father does not have an old manual clock for sale or used tires.
Very briefly, and I told this story on the air before, when my mother was pregnant for me, my grandparents got her a Maytag washing machine that busted, and she had to get rid of like 2 weeks before I turned 40.
You think about that. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
And now we throw out we throw them out.
I need to jump in here. So we, in our house in Florida, we have a Maytag refrigerator. I didn't know they made them. And it's rusting out, but the ice machine is so good. We know that we can't buy anything new that's going to match up to this thing. We just say, let it die, let it go.
But it's like a focal point. It's like we've worked so hard the last year to make this place look nice. But all I see is a freaking white, rusty thing that will
you don't
not
want to get rid of
die.
It. No, it won't die.
No, it won't die.
I have a, I don't know, it's like made by a TV company refrigerator. Actually, you guys have the same brand. What is it, Samsung?
LG.
LG.
LG. I have an LG refrigerator, and the ice maker stopped working after about a year. They came in from Syracuse to fix it twice. I'm done dealing with it. We bring in ice from another refrigerator in order to have ice. It's terrible.
How about that? Selling houses now, and you say, "Listen, we've got some appliances from the early '90s. We'll leave them here."
And the worst thing we ever did was get rid of the washer and dryer that came with the house.
Right.
They were older, and we put in new, and we've already replaced them. So
it's crazy.
Terrible. All right, housing. We've got 5 minutes to hit on this.
Okay.
Housing is a big issue right now. There is, and you know full well that we have a stock shortage here in the area right now.
Yes, absolutely. It is. It's amazing. It's wonderful for the people that own a house and are exiting, but it's just terrible for anybody trying to buy in right now. And the prices are just keep escalating. We put 2 houses up on Monday. They were sold on Tuesday.
Wow.
I mean, that is what is going on right
now. $1,380. I
No.
mean, they got big numbers in front of them.
Yeah.
No.
Well, those houses that were $300,000 are now $500,000 that they're selling for, and you're seeing it in your own neighborhoods. Homes that are smaller than what you already have, selling for much more than you ever paid for what you currently have.
Absolutely, and everybody is astounded by it, and we feel bad for parents when they come with their kids to look at a house. The parents paid $18,000 for their house 30 years ago, and the same house is going for $200,000 right now. It's just amazing.
We need a neighborhood of ranch houses because all those people that are our age now, they're our people.
Right.
I mean, they want to sell their 3,000 square foot home, but they got no place to go.
Right.
And they're not ready for the nursing home.
Yeah.
So it's a retirement community, okay?
However you, yeah.
Some are. Some are nursing homes, sadly. So there is a big push here locally to add housing. What are people, is it ranches that they're, so the ranches is what the older generation wants to move into. What is the...
They're holding on to a big stock of inventory just by sitting, and they want to go, but the only options are Rodeo Drive around here, where it's $1 billion a month for them to live in. I mean, what are they going to do?
Yeah. Do you think the younger, the 20-some, 30-somethings who now have a decent job, and do they want the picket fence, or do they want something different?
They're ready to spend some cash, baby.
Yeah.
They are. They are. Yesterday, it seems like every day we're setting a new record on setting prices. We listed a house 2 days ago in
George Avenue in Hertham Hills.
Hertham Hills for
$629.
$629.
Wow.
That's a lot of money. That is a lot of loot. And immediately, a young couple with one child showed up. I mean, just astounding. Immediately.
Because there's not much out there now.
There's nothing out there, and no matter where it is, Robin listed a house in Middleville, and it's a lovely home. First person in bought it.
Yeah, interesting.
That's what we're seeing.
They're coming up with the condos.
Yep.
Along Clinton Road, I drive by there pretty often, and they put up condos. I'm told they're selling for. It's over $2,000 a month in there, and they built the first row of them. I'm like, wow, that was very nice. Second row went in. They went back up even further back in and built more, and now they're building a whole run right along the
wherever they can fit them.
Right,
that's the Buck family. That's what they're doing, and it's going very, very well for them. One of the challenges, and I'm just going to bring up a challenge, is that our local towns and cities have got to figure out a way to abate the taxes on new bills. It is, when we see people, they say, "Can we build a new house?" And we say, "No, it's going to kill you because of the taxation and stuff like that." We need a gentle easing into taxes for a young couple, for a young person. That a pilot program. If you're doing a development, you would have typically a city will give you like a 10-year where each year it goes up, and then to your final taxes in 10 years. If we could do this on single-family houses, it would be fabulous. Robin had a family built a house, and it was a modest house by today's standards of $200,000. Their taxes were $12,000. That is just too much money.
Yeah.
That's just too much money.
It's too much for the income that we're dealing with here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we can get more out of it. More people will be able to buy. And when you look at it at the long picture as a town or a township, city, it's great for that area. I mean, everything goes up with it.
And here's the problem: is that all right? So you're dealing with the taxes. Now your grocery bill has gone up, and I hate to get down this road of paycheck to paycheck, but there are a lot of people that they have a budget, and all of a sudden their budget has gone up. Insurance is another thing that we've seen really
It's a crappy
up.
thing. I mean, how are we going to encourage additional business? I mean, look at Chobani. They're taking a chance, right? Where they putting $1 gazillion in the area,
It's
right?
going to be enormous.
But, I mean, people got to live someplace.
Yeah,
and how can we encourage any other businesses to come if we don't have great housing? Every house we show needs a complete renovation. I mean, you get Mommy coming up from North Carolina. She's going, I ain't doing this.
Right. I don't want a fixer-upper.
I'm not a fixer-upper,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, well, this is all you got, honey.
$220,000.
That's right. Well, that rate, depending on where it is, you may very well be dealing with a fixer-upper.
So the silver lining in this cloud is if someone buys in right now, they're almost assured of getting equity with each year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty of this. We've not really seen this in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Keeler's mansion just keeps going up. It's like a Geiger counter, keeps going up in value.
Who's that guy? That guy. That's not my house.
But our house in Zillow keeps taking a crapper. Go figure that one out.
It is very interesting how these places have gained in incredible value. And something else I wanted to talk about just quickly, Davey, maybe it is John. I'm going to have to take John. Quickly, in less than a minute, in the importance of reviewing your homeowner's insurance. We did it and found out that we were way off when it came to if there was a disaster, a fire, way off. Like we couldn't even have come close based on our current insurance to rebuild. Your insurance may very well be way out of date.
They all are all out of date. When you got it, you thought it was worth $150,000, and that's what it was worth. Unfortunately, your house is worth $400,000 now, so your insurance is going to cover about 25% of what your losses are in a nutshell.
Yeah, and look at where are you going to go to find something comparable? It's just that's an issue.
And by the way, while you're talking about it, real fast, take a video of everything in your house. Take a video of all your artwork, your furnishings, all that stuff. They tell you how it's going to be a great deal when your insurance comes up and it's half the value of the house. But they sit there and they'll beat you up if they don't see pictures of it. You need to have a video of all the things in your house, including your jewelry, artwork, everything.
If only we had a camera nearby, though. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Yes, you do.
Very, very easy. River Hills Properties, Bill and Robert Mangio, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Nice
Thank
job.
you.
John Decker is the chief White House correspondent with Gray TV, and he is busy these days. John, good morning.
Good morning to you. Very busy. Busy week. Think about it. Earlier this week, Monday, that's when the president had that whirlwind trip to the Middle East, that whirlwind trip in which it was announced that fighting would be over in Gaza. Those 20 living Israeli hostages now back home. They're now back home in Israel, back with their families. A joyous day, an historic day. And here we are a few days later, and the president really focused on domestic issues, talking about bringing down crime in American cities yesterday. And, of course, the government shutdown. We're now on day 16. So it has been a busy week for the president.
You know, we've been talking with various members of the White House press corps, and the general thought is politically, neither side, their bases love what they don't love it, but their base feels they are in the right. So no inspiration for them to do anything anytime real soon. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. I know it. I see it. And there will be another vote today that will take place in the Senate to try to reopen the government. But that vote, like the other votes, will fail today. So we're going to enter next week still in a government shutdown with no end in sight, no indication that a compromise is going to happen anytime soon.
And I don't know how much longer we can come up with money, for instance, to pay the military. And sooner or later, that's going to become a problem. And, maybe then it looks worse. I just don't know.
I don't know either. And, it's our members of the military that are getting paid this pay period, but uncertain about future pay periods. And then the federal workers, they're sometimes having to go now, to make ends meet.
Who knows it? Who knows what's going to happen there. John, as always, thank you so much. We'll do this again next week. John Decker with Great TV News is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
They keep digging and searching through the rubble in Gaza. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. For more dead hostages, Hamas has to return to Israel as part of the Gaza ceasefire. Only 9 bodies have been handed over so far. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Mike Waltz, tells Fox.
No one will be left behind. We will find their loved ones.
Hamas has said it can't find the other 19 and needs special equipment to help. 2 Americans are among those dead hostages, including Omer Nutra, killed in the October 7th, 2023 terror attack that triggered the war. His father, Ronan, just told Fox.
They need to come out. And you know, the alternative, if they don't come out, this ceasefire is going to collapse. And this is going to be horrible. We may lose our boy forever.
Back to Ambassador Waltz. He also reacted to President Trump acknowledging there are covert CIA operations inside Venezuela after military strikes took out 5 drug boats, killing 27 alleged narco terrorists.
President Trump is going to